to us because we don't sell the wood. They can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever you're a bad man? World needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door. Some things are a matter of doing.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute. When I was about to take advice from a clown whose eyes head first into the shallow end of the booth.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is.
It's a Tennessee thing.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Happy Friday morning to you, December 5th. Here, winding down the week, winding down in a hurry. John Reed, Sam Beard, Bad News Bubba. There is no Cody McClure today. Hopefully he will be back Monday. Sam, top of the morning to you, friend.
Top of the morning. Happy Friday. Feeling solid. Can't complain. Did a little Christmas decorations around the house yesterday. Put the tree up. Got the ornaments up. Had our wreath up. Didn't get to the lights section of the lights on the bushes. That'll probably be for another time, but felt homey once we got a tree up. Felt like I was back in like my childhood home.
Love that.
Just turned all the lights off basically downstairs. Just had the Christmas tree rolling. Our one cat that's just like an idiot. He just sits there and stares at the lights. Like I don't think he knows what's happening. I think it's just like a massive toy to him.
That's wholesome for the boys.
It was wholesome.
I love that. Did you play some music?
No.
Drink some eggnog?
No. We didn't really do all the details. Just
share any.
Got the tree out of the box, put the ornaments up.
Share any great memories of like your childhood Christmases?
It was more just like, where do you think this ornament should go? This is the first time we've put up this tree. This is a new tree. This doesn't really look very full. Do we have to fluff up the branches type of thing?
Okay.
But no wholesome memories being exchanged.
But it sounds like there are some wholesome memories being made.
There you go. That's the right way to put it.
I'm a wordsmith.
Just a little Christmas, a little football for me.
I'm dealing with a real annoying problem myself. Nothing great. My stomach's been in shambles all week. Hopefully I got some medicine that'll fix me there. But that's been my main obstacle this week until at some point, you know, this little like thing that goes in the side of your computer if you're using like a wireless mouse.
Yeah.
It's gotten caught on something and like the top of it got like bent.
So your mouse is out of commission.
My mouse, it was being very inconsistent. So I was trying to pop this thing out and like fix it. But I do. Oh, wait. Oh. I was going to say, I think I broke it, but I might have just fixed it. Let's see. This could be my Christmas miracle. Because I've got to the point where I hate having to use my fingers on this mouse.
I've got a mouse if you want one.
Well, no, it's not the mouse is the problem. It's this little, you know, the thing, the USB. Well,
yeah. I mean, I've got both of that.
And you'll give it to me?
Well, I don't use mine too often. I'd loan it to you maybe.
See,
for
that's
the right price.
See, that's the problem there is a loan, because then it's like, hey, it's hanging over my head. You can come back and get it whenever you want it.
Maybe it's like an early Christmas present.
Hey, John, you think I can get that mouse back? And then
I don't use it that often.
And then I'm needing it. And then I have to give it back to you, though, because it's yours. Well, hell, I fixed it, but now I can't get it back in my computer. The side that wasn't even affected, I can't get back in the computer. I just have a problem with getting this thing to go in the damn hole.
I feel like they make Bluetooth mouses.
Well, they might, but this was not Bluetooth. I don't think. I guess it's got to be connected to something. But either way, that's what's going on in my life. Bubba, top of the morning to you, my friend.
Hello, John.
What's up, big dog?
Just a day that I'm alive.
I'm alive. Getting any road disputes this morning?
Very dangerous situation for me. Having to use our spare vehicle right now as my car is out of commission.
Okay.
And the windshield wipers just disintegrated.
Oh, while you were driving?
Pretty much, yeah. Pieces of rubber were just kind of coming off of them.
That's tough.
So trying to navigate through this weather with no windshield wipers, pretty situation.
Okay. Was it flying off and hitting other cars?
I hope so. I don't think I was going that fast. So it happened like right as I was like leaving my driveway in like my subdivision.
You hope so.
Yeah.
What a jerk thing to say, Bubba.
Well, if you're going to ask a question, I hope it's the intended result.
I'd hope that you would be more courteous of your fellow driver.
Yeah, I will be so courteous that my windshield wipers disintegrate and not hit their vehicles.
You don't have to hope that it hits it. Those people didn't do
Well,
nothing
if you
to
bring me that option, John, I'm going to pick that option.
I hear you.
It's like if you say, oh, you want the salmon or you want the steak? And I'll say, I want the salmon. You'll say, the steak's really good, though.
I don't think these are the same things at all because in your scenario, the salmon and the steak are both pretty good food. A better analogy, Bubba, would have been like if you were like, hey, do you want your neighbor to get the salmon or salmonella? You're like, oh, I hope he gets salmonella. I hope he.
Well, no, because that would imply danger.
Well, yeah, that's what the windshield wiper going off and getting on people's cars, and next thing you know, they're looking up trying to turn theirs on. A little piece the size
of like a penny, which they don't make anymore.
Yeah, but they're getting confused, so they're looking up and they're trying to turn their windshield wipers on.
Maybe it's a sign for them to back up a little.
And they're like, "Damn it, what is happening here?" Next thing you know, boom, they've
this guy is currently a danger on the road. I should stay back.
Well, yeah, but by the time they've realized that, they've gotten hit, they've gotten wrecked by somebody else.
Out of my control, John.
So again, it's not salmon or steak, Bubba.
It's not salmonella, John.
It is.
It's windshield wipers.
What I know from you and your driving is that if you were driving and somebody else's windshield wiper was flying off and hitting your car and disrupting you, you'd write their license plate down and come here on the radio and yell at them and tell everybody they're terrible people. I don't think you would just shrug your shoulders and say, oh, well, maybe I should back up. You'd be like, license plate number QX42347. Count your days. I'm coming to kill you. That's what you'd do. You'd come on here and shame them to thousands and thousands of people and then threaten them.
All right. I disagree, but that's just me.
See, now this other thing won't go back in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's going to go in.
Well, that's not the part that it was even messed up.
You messed up one part.
Humbug. Well, I don't know, man. Whatever.
You can use my mouse.
Well, I don't know if this. I mean, unless it's a Bluetooth, Sam. I don't think this piece will go in. That's the problem. Is this piece wasn't bent or anything, but maybe the fact that because like it got caught on my computer bag somehow, so it bent the top. So maybe like as it bent the top, it actually bent something inside too.
That'd be an issue.
Well, I think that's what's happening because again, the top I got it fixed, and I was like, oh hell yeah, score. But now the bottom, it won't go back in the slot. So maybe I bent something in there, but.
Just gonna take a rubber mallet and just start hammering away.
No, I'm just gonna use my fingers. Bah humbug. It's all good. Anything exciting last night happened for you boys?
I cut my hair.
Oh, nice. Take your hat off. Let's see. How short we talking?
Size 10.
Did you cut it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means there's a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Like trying to do the back with a tiny mirror about that size.
Yeah.
Like, I'm holding up, I'm trying to look down and cut. Like, can't get a straight line across it all. So I had to, put my finger back here and cut up against my finger. But there's a curve there. So
Yeah, I mean that could be tricky. I mean, I have to go over my head, and I just shave it. No,
and then like I
I
had a
take the
little mess
clippers and
up
have
like
no guard. And I just go over it, everything, and go over it multiple times. But I'm not trying to line anything up back there necessarily. I'm just trying to just get all the hair off.
I feel like I've seen some extender piece or something for like clippers that for people that cut their hair themselves at home.
What do you mean extender piece?
Like it basically just makes that behind the head move a little bit easier or something like that. It's almost like a
interesting. I mean,
selfie stick for clippers. Almost.
I mean, the behind the head issue is not a problem. You just bend your arm and then just put you just droom. That it's easy. You just got to make sure you're not missing anything. So like if you can get like a mirror back there, maybe, but that gets disorienting too. But I just go boom, boom, boom. Now, did you cut your bangs too with scissors?
No, I just used the clipper for the whole thing.
You use clippers on the bangs too?
Yeah, just the whole,
Because it looks like you still have bangs. So like, how did you use clippers there? Okay, it's long, but I guess it's not technically bad.
I feel like it looks pretty solid for a homemade job.
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah.
Is that your first time trying that, Bubba?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good looking job.
And you saved $20.
Dang, I think more than 20. Haircuts cost more than 20 these days.
I gotta be honest, I ain't been in a while, Sam.
Yeah,
but a penny earned is a penny saved.
I need all the pennies I can get right now.
So Bubba gave himself a haircut. Sam put up his Christmas tree. I didn't do much other than just sit there holding my stomach saying, I'm sick. Then I watched the Cowboys Lions, and I was in a precarious situation. I told you I'm in my big league. I made the playoffs, and then I look up, and I'm going up against 3 Cowboys, and I was like, oh, God, this is going to be a bad night. But I got to say,
Cowboy, baby.
It's a 2-week fantasy thing, but I got to say we're off and running in a pretty good start to my fantasy playoffs. So ultimately, that was going to dictate my mood last night. So I got to say I'm in a decent mood because he didn't have CeeDee Lamb, who got hurt anyways.
Pickens sold.
Javonte Williams was good enough. I mean, he didn't do anything special, but he had like 14 points. And Jake Ferguson had like 8. So like the 3 of them combined for like 34. And I had Jake Bates, from the Lions, and he had 15 points. So like coming out of that, running back 2, wide receiver 2, tight end 1 against kicker, and it's 34-15. That's a pretty good start.
Mm-hmm.
Feel pretty good.
Yeah.
The bad news with the fantasy team would be, A, I told you I have to start the Titans on defense. But B, both of my wide receiver 3 / flex, they're both, I guess, questionable right now and doubtful to play in terms of Drake London and Marvin Harrison Jr., so that kind of sucks. Neither one of those guys got any dog in them, which is disappointing.
You don't think Drake London has dog in him?
No,
I think Marvin has dog in him.
I think Drake's as soft as it gets. Every time I watch the Falcons, now he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's good when he plays. But I think every time I watch him, every time he gets tackled, I'm afraid he's going to get hurt. And then he's like, oh, if he's not feeling,
he plays strong.
If he's not playing, if he's not 100%, if his hips bother him at all, he's going to go sit down. Oh, if his knee's not 100%, he's going to play it, cautiously. And I understand now at this point, hey, the season's over for the Falcons. They ain't making the playoffs. No reason to put your, career in jeopardy or next year in jeopardy. But he was doing this in like week 4 when they needed him, when they had a chance out there. And, oh, my knee hurts. I'm bruised. I'm not going to finish the game. So, no, I don't think he's got any dog in him. And I know Marvin Harrison Jr. ain't. So that kind of stinks. But otherwise, pretty good night for me, just on the heels of the Cowboys not doing anything special last night. It's a fun game, though. We'll dive into that. That's where we'll start this edition of Talk Sports. We'll get some college football after that. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Had a pretty good Thursday night game in the NFL. The Detroit Lions behind Jahmyr Gibbs. I guess they're calling it a record, tying performance. Some of those stats that come out. It's like, hey, most touchdowns all of a sudden since the age of, before the age of 24. And you're like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Wow. Jahmyr Gibbs, another monster performance. Dog, a wide receiver that does have dog in him, Amon-Ra St. Brown, as he went out there and toughed out an injury and made some big plays for the Lions. That guy does have some gumption about him.
Yeah, he's always just a guy who feel like goes out there and is going to go play banged up. I think he's a prototype of like a wide receiver that Dan Campbell wants on one of his teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think any team in the NFL would really want him. I mean, I think he's had a little bit of a down year in terms of him kind of falling out of the conversation of like a top 3, top 4 receiver. But I do think that when it comes time to go, he's going to be out there and he's going to go in there and make some big plays across the middle of the field. Him getting knocked out of the Thanksgiving game last week and him maybe being banged up, I think maybe leads to a different dynamic to the Lions offense. And by that, I mean like you've seen the emergence of Jameson Williams, who I do think maybe has a little bit of a higher ceiling when it comes to like wide receiver 1 at this point in this season. Like I do think they need him to go out there and be better and be a little bit more explosive. And he's coming along. Like, 4 of his last 5 games, he's had at least 88 yards, 3 touchdowns during that stretch. Get him the ball a little bit more. Like Sam Laporta going out means they have to kind of lean on their wide receivers and their running backs. Like no more of the tight end stuff. It's like, hey, throw the ball to Jameson, throw the ball to St. Brown, give it to Gibbs and Montgomery. Let's take our chances there. They don't really even have a wide receiver 3, it feels like at times. I thought the Lions, that was a good response for them. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, but then like over the last, 6 drives of that game, they were unstoppable. Pretty much scored every time they got the ball.
Couldn't really tell watching this game if it was just this is what the Lions look like when you've got Amon-Ra back there, and this is like when they've got kind of most of their full unit in the game playing, and that's just the ceiling of this team, or was it just the Cowboys kind of maybe coming back down to earth a little bit and knowing that they had a really bad defense for a while and they were kind of just getting away with winning some games close?
Well, I think if I'm Jadeveon Clowney, I'm like, man, I'm pretty valuable because he was out last night and that Cowboys defense went back to being pretty awful and not being able to generate any pressure. He's been a pretty important signing for them. Like their win streak kind of started when he showed up. Now, of course, that correlates pretty closely to Quinnen Williams, but I think of Quinnen Williams more as the run stopper in the middle, and he's going to get some pressure, but you still have to have something off the edge. And they didn't have anything off the edge last night. They were back to missing Micah Parsons last night. Clowney had kind of helped put that to bed a little bit, over the last month or so. Last night, that was back. But I thought, coming out of it, Sam, you asked about the Lions. I don't think they figured anything out as much as it's just like I think they're the team that's going to beat the average to bad teams. And despite the Cowboys' like hot streak on offense, I do still think they're just like a average to slightly above average football team.
Mm-hmm.
And at home, especially, the Lions are going to win those games. Do I think the Lions are all of a sudden going to go and take this mini bye week and come back next week and go to Los Angeles and beat the Rams? No, probably not. I think we'd have the same conversation we had after they played the Eagles where they got shut down, or the Chiefs when they got shut down. It's just like, hey, that Rams defensive front's probably going to have their way with the Lions offensive line and kind of bother them. But we'll see. Both teams kind of had to win this game for their playoff chances. The Lions would have been absolutely cooked with a loss. The Cowboys, I do think, have a schedule that sets them up to go 10-6-1. When you look at their next couple of weeks, that they get a mini bye week too, like the Lions. Of course, by that I mean they played this Thursday and they won't play again until Sunday, so they get a couple extra days of rest. They'll be at a rest advantage. They get back-to-back home games against the Vikings and Chargers, and then they finish with 2 road games against the Commanders and Giants. So like 10-6-1 is firmly on the table, and I do think that would get them in a wild card spot. So we'll see. If they're going to do it, they can't afford to have CeeDee Lamb miss time with a concussion, and they can't afford George Pickens to have Pittsburgh George show back up. And last night, it felt like Pittsburgh George Pickens.
That would be a performance that would give me maybe a little bit of pause of like, hey, am I going to go shell out just a ton of money for a wide receiver 2 here?
Essentially make him a top 5 paid wide receiver to be your wide receiver 2, because I do think that's kind of going to be the market for him. On the flip side, Sam, if you're the Cowboys and you're having those trepidations, like the Titans and other teams might have a little bit of concern of, breaking the bank to make him wide receiver 1. Pickens has been awesome this year. I don't want to throw away his entire year. And he was dealing with an injury, last night coming into the game. He was on the injury report, and they were worried that, like, hey, he might not even get to play. So I gave him a little bit of pass for, like, people are like, hey, he's back to jogging like he was in Pittsburgh. And on one hand, I'm like, yeah, that's terrible, especially after CeeDee Lamb goes out and you have to kind of step up and be that leader. But also, like, maybe he's hurt. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. But, yeah, like, I personally, I think George Pickens is super talented. But, yeah, I would be nervous for the Titans. I'd be nervous for any franchise to be the one that paid him.
He's just one of those guys that you don't know what you're getting from him week to week.
Yeah.
You could go out and get 175 and 2 touchdowns, and he looks like top 3 receiver in the league, or he kind of looks like what he did last night, and you're like, does this guy really want to go out here and play?
Yeah, like in a perfect world, like he is in a perfect world, he is just on a year-to-year deal, because like I don't think it's a coincidence like that he is in a contract year and he's playing his best football. Like he is the stereotypical guy that I would think of. It's like, hey, you're kind of a knucklehead all the time, but you'll put it together for 6 months and fool everybody and get paid, then go back to being a knucklehead. Now, of course, I also think Dak Prescott's been a much better quarterback than Kenny Pickett. So, like, you finally put him with a real quarterback. He's playing well, but at the same time, I do know he has dog in him. It's a problem. His dog is like a pit bull. And sometimes there's like kids around. And the pit bull's got a taste of flesh and wants to go out and eat and disrupt and cause harm to people. Sometimes he's really good, but you're kind of waiting. Is he going to snap? That's how I feel with Pickens. He's like a scary A.J. Brown. Like A.J. Brown, if he doesn't get the ball, I'm just going to pout. I'm going to read my book.
Mm-hmm.
If George Pickens don't get the ball, I worry that he's going to like try to fight Dak Prescott. Try to like reenact Panama City Beach, circa 2011 or whatever it was. You know the picture when Dak's out there getting stumped out. George Pickens is going to go try to do that himself. That's my fear with him. But shout out to Ryan.
He's good.
Shout out to Ryan Flournoy, though.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Who the hell is that guy? Who is Ryan Flournoy?
He's been there at least a year, I feel like, for them. But
okay.
I mean, I only know that name because one of my buddies in college was like a huge Cowboys fan, and he was just like he's like, this Flournoy guy.
6th round pick in 2024 from Southeast Missouri. Okay. Shout out to him because I feel like he stepped up. He's had a couple nice games this year. Or he had one other nice game this year. He had a big game against the Jets earlier in the season. The next thing last night he was catching everything up until the end when he
349 yards on the season, and it looks like 229 of that is in 2 games.
Yeah. Maybe when he's got it going, you feed him. He gets hot. I don't know. Bubba, do you have any takes on the Thursday night football game? Do you have any takes on the Cowboys or the Lions moving forward?
I'm just disappointed in Javonte Williams.
You did tell us that he was going to have 2 touchdowns. I think you got confused about your vision, like it was the other running back.
Yeah.
In a different shade of blue that had the multiple touchdown game.
He also cost me a parlay, so that's why I'm a little down and out on him right now. I even had Isaac Tesla yards, John.
What'd you have? Javonte Williams to have like 80 yards or something?
I had him anytime touchdown and to have over 75 rushing and receiving yards.
Oh, man. Did he not get the receiving yards?
No, he got 67. He had 2
catches for 0 yards, huh?
So that got a big doom.
Yeah, that's tough because I feel like watching the game, I feel like, Javonte's doing a little bit here. Javonte's running pretty well. But I guess if you look at the end of the stats, yeah. Didn't really do enough. I was personally rooting for his demise because of my fantasy purposes, but I'm sorry, I wouldn't have been rooting so hard had I known it was going to cost you a parlay.
That's all right. I just get to make another one today.
That's the beauty of it. Just back on that horse.
Yeah, I don't really have many takeaways, John. I halfway paid attention to it. I'd look over if I heard something interesting happen. I know that he put that boy on skates, though.
Jahmyr Gibbs did about retire. Who was it that was over there?
I don't know, but he should retire.
Was that Darren Bland? I think
it was Bland. Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah,
Darren?
He made him just Darren Bland. Yeah. He just made him eat dirt.
Sometimes you see a crossover and you're like, what are you going to do? Like when Allen Iverson was crossing people up in the 2000s, what are you going to do? He's got good handles. When Kyrie does it, when Wemby blocks you, like, okay. That's kind of how I felt watching Jahmyr Gibbs like have that guy on skates in space. Like that's one of the last people in the NFL I'd want to be like the open field with trying to tackle.
He's just got both though. Like some guys are just run past you and just speed, and he's just got like the best gas and the best brakes in the league.
Now Gibbs is nasty, man. Like Gibbs is awesome. Like I think a lot of people kind of laughed at the Lions when they spent I think the number 12 pick on him, if I remember correctly. In that draft they had 2 top 20 picks, and they came out with a running back and like an inside linebacker, and everyone's like, oh my God, what a terrible miss that was. Jahmyr Gibbs, to me, a big time weapon. and like a real threat. I really kicked myself for not getting that 75-1 for him to win Offensive Player of the Year, because it does feel like he's a guy that's getting stronger as the year's going on. Now, he didn't do too much last week against the Packers, I don't think. But, the primetime performance where he has 120 yards and 3 touchdowns, that's a pretty big statement. That's pretty good. Like I said, he's one of the last people I'd want to see out there on an island having to tackle.
His odds did go up a little bit, or not odds, but he's going up a little bit.
Where are they at now?
I can't tell you the number, but I just know my payout increased by $1.35.
Nice. When did you take it?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Put $2 down to win 68. It was at plus 33.
Okay. So you didn't get it 75-1. You got Was it when we were in here talking about it, and you're like, "Oh, John missed 75, so I'm going to take 33 to really rub his nose in it," because he didn't take it even when it was there.
Actually, no, it's a couple guys I work with are from Michigan.
Okay.
So they're just constantly talking about like Detroit sports.
Yeah, he's down to 10-1 right now. That's going to be a bag fumble there from the boy. It's going to be a tough one to see. I would say let's go Jackson Smith and Jigba, but I'm going up against him in fantasy for the next 2 weeks, so I'm not rooting for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Let's go Jonathan Taylor. No, I'm going up against him. Sam's got him.
Let's go Aaron Jones.
Damn. Huh?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
I need that boy to be healthy.
I told you this one guy is on a 12-game winning streak in my fantasy league. Not to keep talking about it, but looking at the player of the year odds, the offensive player of the year odds, it's pretty impressive when you have 3 of the top 5 guys. I understand why he is in the position he is in at winning 12 in a row, and he has Smith and Jigba, Christian McCaffrey, and George Pickens, and all 3 of those guys are in the top 5 odds. I guess that's how you go 12-1 in fantasy. That makes sense. Understood. I got no guys in the top 5.
There's no way he was able to draft all those guys.
It was an auction. It's the beauty of an auction. If you're smart with your money, you can get whoever you want.
Who did he get for the cheapest there?
George Pickens for sure. George Pickens wouldn't have been much of a thought at all in the preseason. He'd have been like a $7, $8, $10 player, I'd say. I'd say Smith and Jigba wasn't going for near what, the value he's played at. He's exceeded expectations pretty good. He'd have been like a $40 player that's playing like a $60 player. And Christian McCaffrey, to his credit, he's overcome the stigma of just always being hurt. Because when I see him come up on the auction, I'm like, Christian McCaffrey, I'm not going to invest big money here. He's going to get hurt.
That one makes sense.
Yeah. Then he was like, you remember before the season, he was rumored to be out. He was rumored to miss a bunch of time before the season even started. And then he's been pretty reliable.
Mm-hmm.
That's who the Lions have to pray for their downfall. The Cowboys do too. It's the 49ers kind of throwing a wrench into the plans, because when you actually look at the playoff standings now in the NFC, the 49ers are the team that I look at as kind of the only one I think that will drop out of the wild card. If you tell me Chicago drops out of the division, okay, but I feel like there's still going to be a 10 or 11 team just based off of A, already having 9 wins, and B, looking at their schedule. Right? They still have a couple easy ones down the stretch, or am I wrong about that?
The Bears?
Nope. They got the Browns. That's it.
Yeah, they've got a
Browns are the
tough stretch.
Yeah,
there.
Browns are the only easy game they have now. Them beating the Eagles, that became a really big deal last week.
Mm-hmm.
At the Packers this weekend, and I guess the Fox National Game of the Week. That's a big one. Then they play the Packers again at 49ers and Lions. The problem for the Lions is that that Bears 49ers game, somebody's got to win it. And both those teams already have 9 wins, and you're chasing them.
You could tie it.
You could tie it. What do you mean? You could tie the game? Yeah. I think that'd be a double whammy, though, maybe.
Yeah, I don't like ties. I don't like having to factor that into my playoff math.
I know it always stops, but like I feel like the Packers. Hey, that 8-3-1 does look better than 8-4 would have. For the Cowboys, that 6-6-1 does look worse than it would if you were just 7-5. That does make it tougher. But the NFC, that playoff sprint is going to be pretty interesting. Like I do think, between, like I said, Seattle. I mean, I guess Seattle, are they safe at 9-3? You would think so. Maybe not. Green Bay 8-3. The 49ers somehow find their way to 9-4. And by somehow, I guess because they had that super easy schedule. But like their team's been completely banged up. But yeah, there's a really good chance you go 10-7 and miss the playoffs. You're going to have to go something like 11-6. So maybe the Cowboys at 10-6-1 ain't getting in if they're able to go there. Because the 49ers not get a bye week, and then they get to come play the Titans. So go ahead and give them 10 wins.
Playoff picture in the NFC is so much more jumbled than the AFC.
You think so?
I feel like so.
Well, I mean, it's pretty jumbled up, and I do think it's jumbled up with some quality too. Because, like I said, the Lions.
I guess that's maybe more what I meant.
Yeah,
it's just top to bottom. It's just so much better.
And by better, maybe they're not actually better teams, but they're more interesting teams. When you look at the Cowboys and Lions, like those teams are interesting. I don't know how good they actually are, but hey, they're fun. They got good offenses. Throw in Seattle and Green Bay, the 49ers. You got some history there. The 49ers being great. And then, you get to the AFC playoff picture, and it's like, here's the Texans and the Steelers and the Colts and Chargers. Yeah, it does hit a little different. But when you do look at the AFC, you do see the Kansas City Chiefs at 10th, which is pretty jarring, especially when you consider they've lost to the Bills and the Jags head-to-head.
Yeah, they're just kind of screwed in terms of the tiebreaker stuff.
The only team they have the tiebreaker over right now, I feel like, is they beat the Ravens, but the Ravens are going to be the division winner there probably, and the Colts. Bubba, you worried all about just missing the playoffs with the Colts? Because it feels like, Sauce Gardner walking boot, Daniel Jones broken leg, not having the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. Like it does feel like the playoffs for the Colts at least somewhat in the balance.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little worried. And by a little worried, I mean we're probably not going to make it at all.
Oh,
Our
no.
downfall's happening now. But I'm going to put on a mask and say we're never faltered. We're never very far behind, John. We're going to play our way and keep going.
Is that like that guy? Does that guy have those lyrics in those songs? We'll never falter. We're never bothered for the shoe.
Don't disrespect Seth like that.
Nay. No. I didn't know there was a second verse.
No, that was not from Steph the Flow Erskines at all.
I didn't know there was a second verse, kind of like the Saved by the Bell intro. Like we all know the one part, but there's like a whole second verse that they kind of cut out.
Maybe we'll do like a Braveheart speech to fire those boys up.
I will say though, last thing I'll say about the NFL, at least in this segment, looking at the Colts, who have lost 2 of their last 3 and 3 of their last 4.
That schedule's brutal to end the year.
At Jaguars, at Seahawks, 49ers, Jaguars, at Texans. That's got to be, like, just from a win percentage standpoint, the toughest schedule of any contender down the stretch.
Seahawks game doesn't matter to me, so.
The what game?
Seahawks. We're going to cross that one off the list.
You're going to go ahead and punt that one?
Yeah.
I think it does matter just because every win's going to matter here. I think every game's going to really matter for them, especially, like I said, when you consider they got the Chiefs with the head-to-head over them. Not to try to bum you out and worry you out, Colts fans. But
Daniel Jones is going to do something to his leg, and it's going to be crazy. Some type of fusion.
Trading that big first-round pick for Sauce Gardner. 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
We said that
on us.
We said that changed the math about having to maybe make the Super Bowl. And they might not make the playoffs. When I look up the remaining strength of schedule in the NFL, yep, the Colts got the number 1 toughest schedule left in the league.
I trust Carly. We'll be fine.
5 toughest opponents. 5 toughest opponents. Colts 672 win percentage. Woof.
I'm taking a broken Danny Dimes over Trevor Lawrence any day.
Green Bay at second toughest.
I think the Texans are winning the division, personally.
Just wait till that last game.
I mean, when you look at the Texans, I mean, they do have it's either the 8th or 9th easiest schedule. I guess 8th.
If they get past the Chiefs this week, I think they're winning the division. After the Chiefs, they get the Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers 3 games in a row.
And then the Colts with it all on the line, maybe. Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's a tough matchup for the Chiefs. I know I talked about their schedule and how I was like, they'll go 5-1 down the stretch. But that Texans team, all of a sudden, that's a make or break game, and that's a tough defense to have it be against. All right, there's your NFL segment. We'll talk some Vols coming up after the break. We'll talk about this damn recruiting saga. Vibes got fixed a little bit. They weren't as low as they were after the Vanderbilt game. They got actually kind of high. Now you get here and you maybe are losing one of the guys that gave you such a reason to be excited. We'll dive into it as Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Now through the end of the year, we're offering half-price whitening with a cleaning. That's right, half-price whitening with a routine teeth cleaning at Knoxville Smiles. Call today to set up your appointment. 865-539-1776. That's 865-539-1776. Or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Tennessee involved in some more drama. As, you know, one of the big surprises, one of the big booms. I think, Bubba, I gave it 5 big booms. A 5 big boom celebration should not come with such trepidation, but here we are.
Boom.
The booms might turn to boos or dooms, maybe both. But Legend Bay, the speedster out of the state of Texas, has been basically either he or somebody has been tweeting and deleting and posting. And I saw one on TikTok last night, or at least a screenshot of one on TikTok last night, Sam, where somebody had put out a story that was like, oh man, one of the saddest recruiting stories that I've seen. And it's like telling the story of Legend Bay, and his account is on there and just like, yeah, sadly, this is true. Unfortunately, it's true, but I would like for everyone to give my mom the utmost respect. I turn 18 in 20 days, so it most likely will be go Bucks.
That's what he said on TikTok?
Yeah. At least according to the screenshot that was shared.
That better be his brother logged in.
Well, his brother wouldn't be saying that. His brother would be saying, nah, this is cap.
See, that's the one I'm confused about this. Which one is pro Vols and which one's pro Buckeyes?
I think both the brother and the mom are pro Vols.
So it's like even Jacob Copeland, this situation again.
Yeah, and the moms love us. The moms love Orange.
Yeah.
But the players, I guess, don't. I don't know, but yeah, so Tennessee involved in this, and it's a headache. Now, on one hand, it does make it look like it just pulls Tennessee in a bad light because the perception's running that basically this kid's getting held hostage. It's not Tennessee's fault that he's getting held hostage. I'm sure Bay's at least telling the coaches, like, no, everything's good. Not like, no, I don't want to be there. Because if you're Tennessee, you're not going to make this kid come if he doesn't want to come. If he has to have his letter of intent, I would imagine Tennessee would be like, okay, fine. Just as long as you send us back the money. Because I have heard that the way this kind of works on signing day, at least the story I heard was as soon as they got the facts, boom, direct deposit gets sent. Hey, good 4-star. You got your paperwork? Here's a couple $100,000. Boom. Here's your into your account. As soon as we get your official, you're in the boat. Think of it as a signing bonus. So like that was for a guy that was pretty ironclad Vols. I imagine, I think 300 was the number I heard. 300 was like, hey, here's $300,000. Boom, into your account.
I can see why his parents and brother are saying, hey, stay there.
And I was going to say, yeah, I mean, I feel like that was for a guy that was pretty firmly committed. Like, if it's for a surprise flip, that 300,000 might have looked more like here's 6, 7, 800,000 immediately. So yeah, that might be the problem here. Is like, hey, no, we got this money now. Now I don't know what the legalities are. I don't know if there's any takebacks. Hey, we got this money. Well, I'm not coming to school now. Well, I know, but it's not supposed to be pay for play. We have these NIL opportunities lined up for you. Can I still do them at Ohio State? I don't know what happens there, but my point was just the transaction goes through, the paperwork comes in, and to my knowledge, the money basically gets sent almost immediately. So, like, once they got Legend-based paperwork, which they did, I imagine that family got a nice chunk of cash.
Let's hope not.
Well, let's hope they ain't spin it. You know what I mean? Let's hope that they got the chunk of cash. That's fine, because I imagine they did. But like, let's hope that they had the wherewithal not to go out and really start to, withdrawing from it and spending it before they were 100% sure this kid's going to end up at Tennessee.
Maybe just like Ohio State's collective pays us back.
I would imagine that's not going to happen. But the thing is, like, you get no assurances with a signing bonus, especially in the transfer portal era, where like your signature doesn't even really matter on National Signing Day. That seems like bad practice by Tennessee. I get why you do it, but I'd be like, hey, we'll do that once like the transfer deadline or the transfer portal deadline, is passed, and you are at least stuck here through the spring. Because theoretically, you could send your paperwork in on December 3rd and enter that transfer portal on January 2nd or whatever. Bada boom, bada bing. I've gotten paid twice now.
That's what he's going to do.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And if you're Tennessee, you just really hope you just didn't get, took to the cleaners monetarily.
Break his kneecaps. And a couple days when he turns 18.
Turns 18. Happy birthday. Here's a baseball bat to the knee. You're violent, Bubba. A lot about you screams pacifist, but then you come in and say something like that about
I like to keep people on their toes.
Taking a baseball bat to somebody because he doesn't want to play football for us. Which, I mean, I do think.
What if he just sits out and just works out the whole year, refuses to go in for anything, but they don't kick him off the team, so he's still on the Vols roster? And then
we call that the Boo Carter.
Yeah.
Which, brings me to the next point. I don't think any Tennessee fans really want to hold this kid hostage, right? I think we all kind of are in agreement of hey, if you don't want to be here, bro, you ain't got to be here. Now, I will say that I do kind of side to this on the side of hey, yeah, you can't just steal money though. That's not right. You got to come up off that money, which I don't know again legally if they do or not. I don't know how that works. I imagine that's a big part of the hang up, but Tennessee is going to, either let him out of this NLI or he will, just wait until January and enter the transfer portal.
I wonder how it affects his taxes. It puts him in a higher bracket.
Who cares about his damn taxes?
And then he has to pay it all back, so then he's getting shafted by the government.
We're gonna audit him. That's how we'll get our revenge.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we mess up his taxes so when the IRS audits him, he'll be in trouble.
We game plan for the courtroom, John.
That's right. Again, that doesn't help us, but yeah, a little spite goes a long way. So Sam, knowing that this big, I don't want to call him the crown jewel of the class because he's not, but he was probably the crown jewel of signing day, just in the sense of he was your biggest, oh, wow, look at this. This is a statement. Knowing now that you maybe lost two of the biggest athletes, I don't know about difference maker, but just the raw talent between him and Salas Moa, you went 0 for 2 there. Would that change how you look at signing day, and would that change how the vibes felt better, yesterday and the day before?
Personally, not a whole lot for me. I saw the rumor that Utah offered $1 million more than Tennessee did. I'm good on that. If he's just wanting to go back home and be a legacy kid and go chase a bag, that's good with me. And if Legend Bay's heart isn't really in Tennessee and wants to just, I can't blame the guy for wanting to go to Ohio State 100%. Even without Heartline, I think that's a very good place to go and get developed. But it seems like he's been pretty hell-bent on Ohio State ever since he flipped. And to be honest with you, I want as little family drama as possible. So I just don't even really want to have a guy who doesn't want to be here, but his family wants him to be here. I just want the kid to go be where he wants to be and not eventually end up a problem on our team, which I think is what would happen if he stays.
Now, on the other hand, statistics do show that arranged marriages have a much higher success rate versus over, just marrying over love or lust. Arranged marriages, they work out a little bit better.
What do you mean by this?
You've never heard of an arranged marriage?
I mean, I'm familiar, but that's in typically surrounding places where there's negative views, I feel like. Also, the bride, I feel like, is much younger.
There's arranged marriages in America too, brother.
Amish country.
I know, just different cultures, but also just people set you up and you're there. But bada boom, bada bing, arranged marriage. Hey, need you to marry these people for global dominance. Hey, they need a husband, you need a wife. We're going to put you together. Don't disobey your parents. Okay, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Boom. Arranged marriage. I understand what you're saying about, different cultures, but it happens here too, Bubba. You learn to love people that way. Love grows. See, like if you look at it on a chart, Legend Bay, like your love for Ohio State might be up here and your love for Tennessee might be down here. But like as time goes on, your love for Tennessee would probably grow the more you get to know us. You know what I mean? Like, and you see the way we take care of you. Ohio State, they're probably love bombing you now. And it's just all like, hey, love and lust rolled into one. But as they get older, that love might go down. See, so Tennessee would be on the upward trajectory, whereas Ohio State's love would be down. So, like, a long-term success might be better here. That's all I'm saying.
Are we just assuming that Ohio State's love doesn't also grow?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just using statistics, Sam. Just the
what are these?
His coach is gone up there.
Statistics, but I don't think you have the statistics.
I do have the statistics. And I
also feel like arranged marriage would more be like legend-based parents at 15 years old being like, "You're going to Tennessee." Not
that. Yeah, that is in the arranged. That is the point. And the arranged marriages have a higher success rate. Some studies show, Sam, that in arranged marriages,
you told someone 2 weeks
you
before
asked
they were
for the
going to get
damn
an arranged
statistics.
marriage, though, and then it's like, hey, I'm going to be able to not go through with this arranged marriage in 2 weeks, but you're still going to have to do it. Odds are they're probably going to get a divorce.
Well, that's funny you say that because you asked for the statistics, and here are the statistics. The divorce rate among arranged marriages is at an estimated 4%.
Probably because they feel like their family's going to murder them if they don't.
That's fine. That's fine, but the marriage doesn't fail. The marriage doesn't fail. They don't get divorced. The marriage, the divorce rate in other marriages where you're choosing your partner is 40%. So what's a better percentage, Sam? 40 or 4 to 7%?
Boo Carter in Tennessee was an arranged marriage, and we saw how that one went.
I think Boo, I don't know if that one's an arranged marriage. I think Boo might be one of those partners that just gets married 7 or 8 times. Like I think that's a little bit different. He's a little bit of an outlier. I don't think Mama Boo ever really wanted him at Tennessee either. I don't think that was an arranged marriage. And you got to say, freshman year went pretty well. I don't know what the hell happened with that guy. That's sad. That is sad. Think about how different our perception was last December of Boo Carter and how much somebody's ruined their reputation in a year.
Not according to them. He's the number 1 player in the transfer portal right now.
I believe I saw number 2, but I would imagine there'll be a lot of people enter the portal that gets ranked higher than him. So enjoy that ranking while you can.
Take the screenshot of you at the top of the standings while you can get it.
That's true. Hey, I used to be somebody. I used to be in the lead. Drink White Claw hard seltzer and love Tennessee. Look at your wife or your husband and say, hey, I chose you, and we still make it work, don't we? Damn it, I really should have listened to my mom when she said I should have married Greg. Really should have just married Greg, like Ma said. She was right. Mark over here, I don't love him anymore. The fire's gone. Arranged marriage would have worked. Saying I ain't got the stats. I got the stats. Many people, NBC News, why you should treat marriage more like a business. See, there you go. This is right down the line, too. Be practical. Drink White Claw hard seltzer. Drink it responsibly. Hour 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Whether you are buying or selling a home or even looking for some land to build on and start a family, be sure to give Reed Emerson with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Heritage Group a shout. He is a longtime listener and supporter of Fan Run and has been serving the Mid-State for many years. Reed prides himself on his hassle-free and honest approach, and that's because he's not just chasing another commission. He wants what is best for his clients. Give Reed Emerson a call or text him today to get the process started. His number is 931-492-0418, or you can find him online at bhgheritagegroup.com.
Timeless traditions start with the ones we love and what we bring home for the season. Bring Inward Half home this holiday. Comfort and performance, made for the journeys you take and the memories you make. For quiet moments or the days you'll remember forever. From performance polos to cozy hoodies, modern apparel for men, women, and kids, there's something for everyone. This holiday, make tradition comfortable. Make it memorable. Make it Inward Half. Timeless traditions start with the ones we love and what we bring home for the season. Bring Inward Half home this holiday. Comfort and performance, made for the journeys you take and the memories you make. For quiet moments or the days you'll remember forever. From performance polos to cozy hoodies, modern apparel for men, women, and kids, there's something for everyone. This holiday, make tradition comfortable. Make it memorable. Make it Inward Half.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hey, Pack Rat. Yeah, you. Are you moving cross country and you just don't know who to call? Call us right now. Listen, you've probably seen one of our containers in your neighborhood, but did you know that we can help you move anywhere in the United States? It's real simple. We'll drop a container off at the location you tell us to bring it to. You pack up your valuable possessions at your leisure. They stay safe right in your home. And when you're ready, call us. We'll come and pick up the container and give you a scheduled date of when your furniture and the other possessions will be at your new home. So if you're moving across country or across town, be a Pack Rat. Join the Pack Rat family. Call Pack Rat right now for your free quote. See y'all later, Pack Rats.
Call 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. That's 800-965-1298.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Kind of sounds like Freaky Friday, the plot you were describing.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
No, that's what? Did you pay attention to Freaky Friday? That was about a mother and daughter switching roles.
Yeah, I thought that's kind of what you were.
No, Lindsay Lohan was in high school, and her mother, Jamie Lee Curtis, they switched spots, and they learn about each other's lives and how tough it is to be a mom and still care for your kids and be able to work and do all this stuff. And Jamie Lee Curtis learns it's tough to be in high school. It's tough, the pressures you feel as a girl. Like, in Jamie Lee Curtis, maybe I'm being a little tough on her. It is hard to be good at school and have a social life, and there are cute boys. And, well, I've been hard on this guy on a motorcycle. Now I'm kind of into him, and I'm an older mom, but I'm got a young woman's body. Do I give it a run? But I'm married, but also I'm not. I'm single. I don't want to mess this up for my daughter because she's got a good thing going. And Chad Michael Murray, he was a looker, I got to say, and he had that bike, and he was riding her around, and she felt alive. She felt things inside of her that she hadn't felt in a long time, but then she realizes she has to go back and appreciate her husband at the same time.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
The moral of that story is you got to walk in somebody else's shoes. You know, you got to have empathy, and you got to realize and relate to people and be like, hey, is it easy living this life that this person's living? No, we all have our struggles, Like, I don't know what it's like. I used to be hard on you when you'd get out of bed late, but I don't know what it's like to roll 400. 450 pounds out on a 5'8" body, and just how it is to get here and do school. Same as you don't know about what it's like being a bald man. We all have our own struggles.
On 1340 WKGN.
I'm sorry. Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios as we kick off some headlines, some bad NFL news for the Lions as they lose another player in the secondary. Brian Branch feared to have an Achilles injury. That'd be the third key defensive back player for them to be out an extended period of time this season.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Lines are cooked. Let's hit some hour 2 headlines. What you got, Sammy boy?
Talk about cooked. LeBron James streak of 10-plus points cooked. 1,297 games in a row where he scored at least 10 points. It has finally come to an end as he finished with just 8 points against the Raptors in their 123-120 buzzer beater win. LeBron had a chance to extend the streak and potentially hit a game winner himself. Instead, passes it up. Game-winning assist to Rui Hachimura in the corner for a game-winning 3 for the Lakers. But at 1,297 games, LeBron James streak dead.
Kind of cool. It came at a last-second pass to the corner.
Yeah, like I feel like the LeBron haters are like, hey, let's go. The streak's over. And then you maybe look at the play and it's like, all right, he still made a winning play type of thing.
Yeah, I don't even know if the LeBron haters can really, dance on the grave of this streak. Now, look, I mean, we talked about it a couple days ago. Like, it was coming to an end. Like, he had to get lucky to keep it going the other night. Like, his offensive game is not where it needs to be. Like, he is struggling from the field. It does seem like Father Time has caught him when it comes to just night in, night out offensive excellence. Like, maybe even offensive excellence is just being too nice about it. Like, it's caught up to him in terms of being like a positive impact player, like from a scoring standpoint, especially. Like, he had 11 assists last night. He still does a good job of controlling the game and moving pieces around on the chessboard. But like in terms of his shots and or his explosiveness getting to the rim, that's kind of gone. Do I think that maybe in a playoff series, because the Lakers are good, like their record's really, really good. I don't know how sustainable it is for the long haul or whatever, but like they are going to be in the playoffs and they're going to be playing important games. Could he in a 7-game series still roll back the clock maybe twice in 7 games? Maybe, but like he is not even going to come close to being the most important factor. That's Luka. Probably not even going to come close to being the second most important offensive factor. That's Austin Reeves. Hell, DeAndre Ayton's performance maybe more important, like his consistency. But I do think LeBron will still be able to turn it up. But shout out to him. That was a long streak, man. 1,297 consecutive games. The next 2 longest active streaks. Have you seen this number? Who do you think's got the second longest streak? Who do you think? I guess now the longest streak of double-digit point games.
Michael.
Well, active.
Oh, active.
Yeah.
Of 10 plus.
Yeah. It's a big time scorer. Kevin Durant.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think Kevin Durant's number's at?
I'm going to guess it's way lower than LeBron's.
What do you think it's at?
In maybe 700 games?
267.
That's crazy.
Means that Kevin Durant needs to play 82 games a year for the next 12 seasons.
And I guess that's, yeah. Would that be counting if he was injured in those times? Is that taking those games out? Or
no, you don't lose the streak for being injured. Yeah.
10 points.
Okay. Games played, but to get there, Kevin Durant would need to play 12 more seasons. He's like 38 already.
It's wild.
And score 10 points a game in those 82 games for 12 seasons. Now, SGA, MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he does have the second longest active streak. He's at 170. So that means that SGA needs to play every game and hit 10 every night. And then maybe he could do it in the 2040 season when he is 41 years old. So he's got a chance.
Jokic was going to be my other guess.
Yeah, I don't know where Jokic is at. I just see that KD's now first and SGA's second. I don't know. I don't know where Jokic is at. Like, it is crazy in the sense of, I know it's just games played, but you lose the streak if you play and then go out in the first quarter.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that over your entire career, because basically the streak started, I believe, in 2007. LeBron's 4th year in the league, 5th year in the league. To not ever play a first quarter or a first half and be I ain't got it tonight. Hamstring's sore. I'm coming out. That's kind of crazy. Like, hey, rolled an ankle here. Going to have to miss the game. That happens to pretty much everybody, which is why this streak is so crazy. Like, there's plenty of scorers, obviously, that can go out and get 10 points, but like to not miss a game.
I wonder how long you could get that LeBron streak into like the first half, like you're saying, or first quarter points. Most consecutive games scoring 10 points in a first quarter.
Now, I would say the majority of these 1,297 all got done in the first half.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like I'd say of the 1,300, 700 of them, you probably had double digits in the first half, for sure. There hasn't been too many scares. Did you see the better last night? That bet, bet 15,000.
Yeah, it's tough. I saw a stat that Cooper Flagg was 15 days old when this streak started.
Yeah,
he's just playing in the league with him.
Yeah,
it's insane.
The Cooper Flagg's basically never been alive when LeBron James didn't score at least 10 points.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that stat's crazy, whatever, but like this is a crazier stat to me. I told you the streak of 1,297 games for 10 points, which, I mean, it is kind of an arbitrary, like, record. Like, no one really thinks, oh, you got to double digits, cool. But, like, 1,297. How many players do you think in NBA history have even played 1,297 games?
Not many.
24.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, 40 maybe.
Yeah, there's only been 24 players even play that many games. So, like, to think that streak, like, is ever going to be broken, whew, boy, like, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough because, again, only 24 players in history have even played enough games. That's wild.
Got some baseball news related to, Tony V, as former Angels and Rangers manager Ron Washington has joined the Giants to become their infield coach. Worked nearly 2 decades for that in that same role for the Oakland Athletics. Now will be joining the Giants. Took a little bit of time off last year after he had a pretty big health scare, had quadruple bypass heart surgery.
Health scare plus the team sucked. So they're like, we don't really want you to come back anyways. So they let him go.
A lot of experience, though, for Tony Vitello on that staff.
Well,
I think that's a good pick there.
That's who I thought they were. Those are the type of names. Not necessarily Ron Washington and, specifically, but those are the type of guys I thought they would put on Tony Vitello's staff. Like, you've never done this at a big league level. Let's get one of the most respected coaches out there. Like, and that's what Ron Washington is. He's a player's coach. Players love him. Like,
him and Bochy, 2 guys that their days as a manager have passed them. So they're not going to try and go climb the ladder on Tony. They're just kind of there as being like a liaison.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that they are trying to Game of Thrones you and get to the top. Like, you would think that, like you said, both their days as managers kind of gone. So here we're going to help this next generation. And I do think, like, Tony, I think, like, those veteran type of coaches like that would like him and want him to be successful. Like, Tony got the reputation of being brash, but I think pretty much everyone that's worked with him has said he's a loyal guy and they go to war for him. You know what I mean? Like, so I do think he will have no problem with those coaches really wanting to see him succeed. I got some Tony Vitello news too yesterday.
Nice. What'd you see?
He was at Verizon here locally getting kicked off of Tennessee's phone plan. Like, cool. I guess the end of the year, maybe they gave him to the end of the year to get off the phone plan, but he's having to switch over his stuff to get, I guess, on his own stuff. He's having to turn in the university issued phone, according to my sources at Verizon. Is it, hey, Tony's in here today.
Well, hope you had a good trip back home. Kansas State's athletic director, Gene Taylor, during their press conference yesterday, holding Chris Kleiman's retirement announcement, was holding back tears as well as sharing his frustration, saying, "You just saw one of the greatest guys in this industry walk out of this room from the business that he loves, and he's doing it because of where we are at in this industry currently."
Klein said that?
The Kansas State athletic director.
Okay, as he was introducing Klein.
Yeah.
So he started crying, talking about Kleiman retiring because of where we're at?
Just saying, that's a legendary coach, a guy whose, passion in life is coaching and being in football, and, in the way in which college football is kind of evolving right now. He kind of wants to get out. It made me think about like that stretch of college basketball where you had Jay Wright and like all those guys just all of a sudden just kind of be like, all right, I'm done.
I hear you. Respectfully, I don't think of Chris Klieman along those same lines as like Coach K and Roy Williams and Jay Wright. Doesn't feel like the same type of level. Like none of those guys went 6-6, 500 in their last year, where it looked like the game had kind of maybe, I don't want to say passed him by, but that they were kind of struggling. And also like the Kansas State athletic director sitting up there crying, like I would imagine that either him saying that the path or the direction that college football is going, to me, that might be him just saying Kansas State's broke and we ain't got no money to compete. I don't know if I'd get up there and, vocalize that if I was Kansas State's AD.
I know you don't respect low-level football, John.
No,
but
I know
his head coaching record is 126-47.
Like,
he is a very good coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Kansas State.
Yeah, no, I respect low-level coaching, but like whenever the college basketball legends that coached at like, Southeast Missouri State that won 600 games down there, I just don't hold them in the same reverence of like Coach K and Roy Williams and
4 FCS titles in 5 years is kind of legendary, I would say.
Sure.
I know it's not at the level in which you think you need to be at, but
the 6-6 in 2025 at Kansas State, add that to the resume.
Yeah, that's what what did I say? I said I know he didn't do great at Kansas State, but he was
big Texas Bowl win.
FCS level.
Big Texas Bowl win in 2021. His big Pop-Tarts Bowl win the 2 years later. I understand what you're saying though. Like he is respected in circles and is thought of as a big time coach. Lance Leopold's still holding strong though. He's not quitting. He's not giving up. He's not taking his ball and going home.
Is he though? He's kind of just.
Well, no, I'm just saying he's not quitting.
He's not holding strong.
No, I'm just saying he's holding strong in the profession in terms of not quitting, I guess is what I meant. Like, I don't respect Klieman quitting and them siding the changing landscape. I didn't respect Roy Williams and Coach K quitting whenever, like, hey, all of a sudden now you're going to play with a different set of rules. Navigate them. Now, look, Roy Williams and Coach K, both those guys were old. I get it. But, like, Jay Wright, I looked at as kind of soft, too. Now, Jay Wright, you could say, hey, what did he have to prove? He'd won a couple titles. He wanted to go do TV. Like, if you're telling me Klieman just didn't want to handle, like, transfer portal and NIL stuff, like, go back to the D2 level, bro. If you want to coach ball so much, go coach the D2 level. Maybe he will. Go just be a coordinator in the NFL. That worked really good for old boy from Boston College, right?
Mm-hmm.
That left to go be the Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator.
He hated NIL. He's like, I just want to do X's and O's.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out really good for him. I respect that. Like, hey, if you love ball but you hate the direction it's headed, do what Jeff Hafley did and just say, hey, I'm going to go coach ball in the NFL. Chip Kelly did that to an extent. Like, hey, I hate what UCLA is doing. I don't have what it takes. I don't have the resources. I'm just going to go be an offensive coordinator. I'm going to walk away from a head coaching job and I'm just going to go coach X's and O's at Ohio State. And then I'm going to chase a big bag and go coach it in the NFL. And now I'm fired. But still, like, hey, do something about it other than just retire. I think it's an easy thing to say if you're Kansas State's athletic director, but I think they kind of pushed him out because they didn't think he was doing a good enough job. That's why he's crying. Not because he's taking some big principled stand. Because his quarterback's brother and dad got into a fight in Ireland as they're out there chasing a bag. That has more to do with it than like, oh, I got to pay the players now. Anything else?
The legendary music artist Pat McAfee has released Dookie, streaming on all platforms.
Who is this?
Pat McAfee.
Released a song called Dookie?
Yeah. Yeah, Pat McAfee apparently is getting into music. If you wanted a reason to hate this guy again, here it is.
I saw the headline that I guess I just thought maybe he's going to do a country album. Have you listened to Dookie?
It's Dookie.
By Dookie, does he mean poop? Have you listened to the song? Like, I mean, is it actual?
He released like a little teaser on his Twitter.
Like when I hear Dookie, I think of poop.
Yeah, it's Dookie. It's poopy. It sucks.
I figured actually whenever I saw it, and I was like, okay, maybe he is going to, enlist the help of some really good like Nashville people that are going to help write the songs and like, produce it for him. I said, I probably could have some hit albums or some hit songs because this guy's just a winner. New single out. I could also see him maybe trying to rap. I'm going to listen to it during the commercial break, and I'll give you my take on it after the break. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Is that old tree in your yard starting to lean a little too much? Branches hanging over your roof? Don't wait until it's too late. Call ECR Total Landscapes today. At ECR Total Landscapes, we specialize in safe, professional tree removal, trimming, and storm damage cleanup. So if you've got trees that need to go, now is the time to give us a call. Plus, we're offering free stump grinding now through the end of the year when you use or mention promo code FANRUN. That's right, free stump grinding for Fan Run Radio listeners. At ECR Total Landscapes, we live up to our name by offering total landscape services. In addition to tree cutting, we also offer a wide range of landscape installation services and custom monthly maintenance packages that create stunning outdoor spaces tailored to your vision. Give us a call today to schedule a free estimate at 865-384-2012 or just visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at knoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Okay, I listened to Dookie by Pat McAfee. I'm looking for some actual, I don't know if I'm getting old. I mean, I am, but I couldn't really understand some of it. And I couldn't pick up what the lyrics were actually saying. So I was trying to find some lyrics somewhere to see what he was actually saying.
I think he posted a lyric video.
Yeah, but the lyric video is too fast. It's going word by word, so I can't read the lines. And I don't know. I give Pat McAfee credit for trying. I know you said it was terrible. I think I heard Bubba through the glass say that it was hey, this is a song just because I'm friends with Jelly Roll. You could tell this is heavily Jelly Roll inspired.
Nobody asked you to make a song, Pat McAfee.
No,
that's my thing.
No, but nobody asked him to go do wrestling either, and he was pretty good at it. Nobody asked him to retire and go do podcasting, and he was pretty good at it. So I understand the heat check. Are you a Pat McAfee hater, Sam? It sounds like you don't like Pat McAfee.
I'm not a hater. I'm not an enjoyer of him either, though. That's for sure.
Bubba, are you a Pat McAfee hater?
For the brand. I kind of like seeing this guy.
Okay.
At times, it's like, okay, I get a little too much of him,
Yeah, I mean,
It's like a side dish. I don't want it to be the main entree. And if they give me too much of it on my plate, I'm like, oh, geez, man, I don't want to put this in a to-go box.
well, see, to me, he's definitely the main entree, but like, I don't know if I'd want to eat steak every night either. You know what I mean? Like, and it does feel like that.
I was going to call it
sometimes.
mashed potatoes,
Yeah,
Like a
no,
little
see,
bit of mashed potatoes is fine.
No,
With
see,
the gravy, great,
no,
But then
see-
it's like mashed potatoes constantly. Portion keeps getting bigger and bigger.
He's too boisterous. He's too boisterous to be a side. Like he is the main event. Like, I mean, he is the most famous person in sports media right now. I mean, him and Stephen A. Smith are neck and neck, but like Stephen A. Smith, there is a point where you get oversaturated. With Stephen A. Smith, his is mostly like, hey, here I am talking about football now, or hey, here I am talking.
I'm putting Pat
I'm a
above Stephen
baseball
A.
expert.
Smith, so you do have a point there.
Say what?
I said I would put Pat McAfee above Stephen A. Smith.
Okay, I mean, I think Stephen A. Smith's been around longer, but Stephen A. Smith, he's doing the same thing in terms of branching out and doing, personal podcasts that are more on like dating and stuff. And then, oh wow, here I am talking politics, and oh man, maybe I'm going to run for political office. But I don't know if McAfee, like I said, I love prime rib. I'm good with like the 12 ounce. If you bring a like 80 ounce prime rib to me and make me eat it all, by the end of it, I'll probably be like, oh man, this sucks. I don't know if I like it anymore. And that to me is kind of what I felt like listening to Dookie.
Yeah, I think he just wants his own like entrance song that he created.
That went through my mind too, that this is just simply a ploy to have a wrestling entrance song that's not just the let's go with some music behind it. Like he wants an actual song. But I don't know if that's going to bang as a wrestling entrance. So like maybe try again.
Unless this is just the first song on this new album that he's got coming out.
Well, I do think there'll be an album, but I do give him credit. At least the only thing that's got released is a minute 30. So maybe like he didn't want to go too long on the songs.
I think I just don't like him on game day.
You
didn't like it when he dove into the river?
Yeah. No, I could care less. I mean, I think he's just really trying to become like a modern age Lee Corso, and I just think it's kind of a sad attempt where he just
ESPN's
every
also
single
like
week gets
reinforcing
up on
this
the
idea,
stage and just stands on his little chair and he's like, "Thank you for coming out. We've had a great week," and just he's being a psycho. And
I do think he's the main. Is he not the main attraction though of that show at this point?
I guess.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I do think the only thing, and look, I'm not a game day watcher anymore at this point. Like, I haven't been in probably a decade at the very least. But the only thing I see every week is the damn field goal kick. Like, the field goal kick to me has passed the picks. Like, the pick and the headgear used to be the big thing on that show. I know Corso obviously hasn't been, in his prime in a long time and is no longer on the show, but I would at least tune in to see the picks, throughout most of my college years and a little bit after. Like, okay, let's watch these last 10 minutes. Last 5 or 6 years, that ain't really been the case for me. But I do look forward to every Saturday seeing the field goal kick. Whether or not they're going to make it and make some money, like that is the thing I care about in that show now. But I can understand being annoyed by him because, like, yeah, that shtick for 2 hours or 3 hours, however long he's out there, would probably get a little old.
He's good on, and like I like watching the field goal kick too, but I'm good with just watching the minute and a half clip that they post on Twitter. I don't really need to watch the entire college game day and have to listen to him scream in my ear and then strip down to his underwear and go jump off the diving board at Miami.
I'm interested to buy this, so don't take offense to me like grilling you over it, but like, what do you like on game day these days? Because like,
I just don't really watch game day. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, I think you might just be, aging past game day. Because I just mean like, like I don't really want to hear Curb Street talk about anything these days. Like Desmond Howard to me brings nothing. Sure. So like, I just don't understand what the appeal of game day would be to somebody that actually like keeps up with college football on their own. When I was younger, I loved it because, hey, I didn't have the same access to the internet. I didn't know Kirk Herbstreit was a blowhard. I didn't know he was a jackass. Like, I didn't know I didn't like him. Like, you saw those guys basically once a week, and you learned about college football. I feel like now, especially you, Sam, and Bubba, and me, like, we talk about this every day. I feel pretty in tune with most of the stuff happening in sports. So I don't know what the appeal to college game day would even be at that point. Like,
yeah, I'm not like a sit on my couch every Saturday morning and be like, all right, time for game day. And oh God, Pat McAfee's here to ruin my day. I just don't really watch game day.
Yeah.
And like, I think that what Lee Corso built was something that is special and is only like one guy can really replicate it. And it just feels like Pat McAfee's doing kind of a cheap rendition of it.
I also think that, look, being the first helps, but it also makes everybody nostalgic and likes it. Like Lee Corso hasn't been good in 10 years, 15 years, but like, hey, it's grandpa up there. It's somebody you grew up with. I don't know if there's any kids out there, Sam, that'll look and say, hey, we grew up with Pat McAfee on game day. So like, I don't think he's going to have that lasting legacy. The show won't be on or he'll get bored and go do something else. But yeah, I don't know. I just wondered what the actual appeal of game day was. Like, I appreciated them taking a swing, and I appreciated McAfee trying it. And that's kind of how I felt about this song was, he put out a video on his Facebook, his Twitter and everything. And in it, he was like, hey, be willing to be creative. And that's ultimately my take with McAfee. A lot of these media guys I don't like. And then sometimes you wonder, do I not like them because I'm jealous of them? Or do I have legitimate reasons? And most of the guys I could talk myself into having legitimate reasons. Like, I don't think I'm jealous of Kirk Herbstreit. Like I said, I think he's a blowhard.
You wouldn't want to be a college quarterback in your lifetime?
I mean, I would want to be a college quarterback in my lifetime, but like, I'm not jealous of it. I'd like to be a supermodel, but when I look at supermodels, I'm not jealous of it. Like, it's just one of those things I've come to peace with. You know what I mean? Like when I watch Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't get jealous of him. Like, hey, he's got his lane. Good for him. Like, I could never do that.
I mean, you could bring Frank around everywhere you go, and
I mean, I could do that. Like maybe that would have been a brand. Like, just bring Frank everywhere with me, and but like I love my dog, and I don't want to parade him around like a mascot. I want him to be comfortable and just lay on his couch right now. He doesn't need to be out here at the office, running around and having to entertain you, Bubba. He's an old man now. He would have loved it when he was younger, but especially if he was a sick dog like Ben was, let that guy rest. But either way, like, yeah, like with McAfee and Stephen A. Smith, I just think those guys are really, really talented.
I mean, they're very captivating at what they do.
So I usually give them the benefit of the doubt. Like Stephen A. Smith wants to, go in there and talk politics. He wants to get on there and talk about which Pokemon would win in a fight or whatever, like give dating advice. Like, hey, he's good enough to do that, and you just got to tip your cap. McAfee, I understand him saying, hey, I'm really good at everything I do. I'm bored. Let's try some music, see if that works. And he's probably got enough fans in his life that will tell him it's good, that he won't feel like a huge failure. And the people that don't like it, he'll just say are jealous and haters. That's the lane he kind of runs in. Whatever, try it.
Might be better than Yoko Ono, so.
Might be. Throw something against the wall and see if it sticks. The field goal kick is pretty electric, though. I'd like to know how much money who's giving him all this money? How much money of his is he actually putting up? I think
it's most of it.
I know he says it is, but like, is it actually is he just giving money out of his bank account?
Don't break kayfabe, John.
Well, I mean, like, it'd be cool if it was just giving it out. Maybe it's like he's like, hey, this game day salary, I'll do this job for free. It's cool. It's good for the brand.
I think it is most of his money. That is one thing I do like about McAfee is like he's pretty generous on the side with all of that stuff. Like I did see some clip of Kirk Herbstreit on a podcast saying they did some meeting for College Game Day and how they were going to like cut out a few jobs or something because like they were trying to save money. And Pat was like, no, we need those guys. He was like, I'll just pay it myself. And he just paid their salaries himself, basically.
I mean, that's cool. And like, that's part of the reason I like him. And like, he seems loyal to his guys or whatever.
Is that a bad look for you, Sam, to be a Pat McAfee hater? Keep his guys around?
Sam.
I mean, I'm just a hater of him on game day. Like I actually enjoy his show sometimes. I just don't really like game day with him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you just don't like game day anymore. I think that happens. I tell these guys around here that the sports nuts like you and William, like eventually you do grow out of it. A little thing start annoying you, and you're just kind of like, I don't need that in my life anymore. And for me, game day was that. Like once I got to like 23, 24, I was like, I'm good. I'll check out just 10 minutes of it a day, and then eventually it's like, I'm good. I don't need it anymore.
You check out Big Noon Kickoff at all?
I think, Bubba, if you took the entire existence of Big Noon Kickoff, how long has that show been on now? A decade? 7 years? 8 years?
No clue.
I would say that I've watched fewer than a cumulative 5 minutes of that in its entire existence. And like, it might be like more like a minute and a half. Like, I don't think I've really watched more than 5 minutes of that during its entire existence. And that's if you add up every second I've spent on that channel. I could not. I mean, I know Matt Leinart was on it. I know Urban Meyer was on it. And I think was
Mark Ingram on
Yeah,
it?
Mark Ingram was on there randomly. Like, he's an SEC guy, but doing Big Ten. I've watched fewer than 5 minutes of that.
I think I normally watch Big Noon Kickoff for just Ohio State, Michigan each year, but that's it.
Yeah. And to that, honestly, I don't even turn. I've gotten to where I've gotten to where I know that like these big games are going to lie to us. Because used to you could know like, hey, the college football game is going to start at noon. It was really good at kicking off. Now I know they're going to do like noon 15, noon 07. I pull up my app pretty much on all these sports to see, has the game started? Okay, now I'll turn it off or turn it on. I'll change over what I'm watching to football. I'm not watching a second of pregame stuff. I don't watch any pregame stuff at all. Like I don't think I've watched more than 2 minutes of like Fox NFL Sunday.
What about NBA? You watch pregame NBA coverage?
If it was like Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck and them, yeah, sure. Like I'd watch some of those on like, the Thursday nights. But honestly, like that, I've gotten rid of that in my life too. I don't watch much of it at all. Like I inside the NBA, I love it. It was a big part of my life. I know those guys are awesome. It's fallen out of my rotation. I just don't really watch it. I don't know if it's just like the spoon-fed nature of like, hey, if it's good, it'll get sent to me. Hey, if it's good, it'll go viral. Maybe that's a big part of it. But like, like sometimes if the game is on TNT, I'll watch. If I'm watching a game on TNT, I'll definitely watch the halftime show. But otherwise, I'm not watching halftime shows anymore either. I've got it down pretty good. Like, hey, if it's college basketball, I'll check back in like 19 minutes. Hey, if it's football, if it's NFL, like you got an idea of like, hey, it's a 12-minute halftime.
What do you do in those 12 minutes?
Either watch something on my phone, go to the bathroom, eat. I mean, I don't know, just do something else. Change the channel. Just kind of depends. Like, maybe that's a big part of it. The standalone games don't get my attention anymore for the most part. Like the standalone games. So like last night's Thursday night game, that was like, hey, I got something else on and I am watching on my phone. Now, when it came time for the fourth quarter, like I'm completely locked in, but like I was watching a movie and had it up on my phone. Hey, okay, big play. Hey, I'm checking to see, Cowboys got the offense. Got to make sure George Pickens doesn't catch. It didn't really captivate me. Same for, like Monday Night Football. If it's a good game, I'll watch it. But like, it's probably going to be on my phone while I do something else. It's kind of gross when I say it out loud. Like Tennessee sports, I still turn on. Like that's still the main TV. Sunday day football, like I've told you, I've got to where it's just a quad box. It's boom, 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 boom. And I got something I can watch of all things. Like there's not been one Titans game that's been on my TV as the only thing in 2 years. Now they've sucked. There's been no point. But like for the most part, there's going to be something else going there to keep me entertained. Hawks games. I pretty much have watched every Hawks game so far this year, but it's 90% of them have been on my phone while doing something else. Sitting there listening to something else or letting the old lady watch something while I watch it on my phone. It's just kind of how it is. Studio shows, those died for me a long time ago. Are you still watching them? You still watch are you doing like NFL pregame stuff? Are you doing like CBS, Fox, ESPN?
I mean, like maybe 15 minutes before the game starts, but I'm not sitting there an hour and a half before.
And I used to do all that. Like
I've never done that for the NFL, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I used to a lot for college.
My NFL game days all started. I mean, assuming like it wasn't like a weekend I was at my dad's going to church or something. But like if I was doing, like in college or something, if I didn't have anything going on, like noon, boom, turning on Fox, going to watch and get some injury updates and just, ease into the NFL. But like I said, over the last 7-8 years, probably NFL, I'd give it more like 20 minutes. Whereas I said Big Noon was 5 minutes. I'd say any like CBS or Fox or ESPN Sunday stuff, it maybe gets, 5 minutes a year. Anyways, there's Pat McAfee's song review. Dookie. I won't call it poop like you did. It's not for me. It didn't have the sound I thought. Was he going for country there? I mean, I guess is that a new country sound? Like, because it sounded like not techno, but like, kind of EDM or like house music or like just kind of pop. But then I'm like, okay, I hear the country influence now. I could hear this on a country radio.
That ain't my country sound.
No, it ain't mine either. That's why I was wondering, I'm like, am I out of touch? Am I old? Or does this just actually suck? I don't know. We'll talk some football after the break. Championship weekend. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Conference championship weekend. I don't know how many big impact games we have when it comes to the actual playoff rankings and playoff seeding outside of BYU, Texas. BYU,
ACC.
Texas Tech, excuse me, of course. Ohio State, Indiana playing for the number one spot and maybe the Heisman. Georgia, Alabama playing for anything. Because we say, hey, the conference championship's not going to really affect the seeding too much. That's kind of been what we've all understood. But, do we think if Georgia loses, they fall out of first-round bye territory?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Not even that is on the line for Georgia? I mean, I guess when you look at the teams behind them, nobody should jump ahead of them, right? Georgia losing to Alabama shouldn't mean that all of a sudden Oregon gets a first-round bye. Maybe Alabama. Would Alabama rise that high? Would Alabama maybe just switch places with Georgia? Hey, we beat you twice, so now we get the first-round bye?
I feel like Bama would just get into – I don't know. That seems like a lot to jump there.
It does, but, if head-to-head matters, then definitely beating somebody twice should matter. And, Georgia shouldn't get a bye, whereas Alabama has to go on the damn road.
I think
we beat
Bama
them
would
twice.
just flip into hosting material type of thing instead of going on the road.
Then I would think in that scenario, I would have to have Georgia drop out of the top four too. Personally, is how I feel.
I feel like that SEC championship game is going to be pretty inconsequential.
Okay. Again,
I think you're leaving out like the biggest one, which is the ACC.
So yeah, the
That's
ACC
the biggest domino because you're going to have 2 G5s if Duke somehow wins.
So if Virginia wins, they're going to get in. Man, would that change how you feel about Tony Elliott? Like, I mean, that's. I feel like we kind of laughed when he went to Virginia, but like, he's done a pretty good job there.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid.
If you won that conference and took him to the ACC, like, I mean, that'd be a pretty good notch in the belt for Dabo's coaching tree. Dabo could have 2 playoff guys in his coaching tree. How would that make you feel as a Clemson fan?
I'd want one of them back. That's how I'd feel.
Yeah, both Tony Elliott and Brent Venables going to the playoffs. That would feel kind of bad. But maybe you'd say, like, hey, we could get one of these guys back when we fire Dabo. So, yeah, okay, the ACC championship, if Duke wins, the conference is going to lose out on millions of dollars. If Virginia wins, they'll at least get that $1 million. If you were going to fix a game, if you're the conference, you make sure Duke does the right thing and does the job here, right? Although if you're Manny Diaz, like you need all the wins you can get. Manny Diaz in the damn conference championship while probably being on the hot seat. Are you rooting for Virginia or Duke? Do you want the chaos or do you want at least a power team there? Because I don't want 2 Group 5 teams in the playoff.
Yeah, I'd rather have Virginia win. Like, I don't think Virginia's going to put up much of a fight in the first round of the playoff, but I'd have more fun watching them play.
Now, I do hope that this leads to fixing some verbiage in the agreement, in the contract. Under no scenario should 2 Group 5 teams be in, outside of them both being undefeated and like top 10 teams. Under no scenario should 2 Group 5 teams get in on a technicality of like, well, we're the highest ranked. Oh yeah, well, we're a conference champion. Get the hell out of here.
I think we're going to see conference championship weekend die within the next couple of years.
I think it's going to turn into playing games.
Yeah, it's just there's no point in. I mean, I guess to your point, I guess you could say who's going to be playing for the number 1 seed, but like we saw it last year, getting the number 1 seed's almost one of the hardest draws.
I mean, it was last year. I don't know if it will be this year. Like if Oklahoma's the 8th seed, like I wouldn't be terrified of playing Oklahoma. But if it's Oklahoma and Alabama in the 8-9 matchup and you got an Alabama team, coming to you in the second round, like that would be kind of, not exactly Ohio State-esque, but it's definitely not like an easy draw. I don't think there's a huge difference between 1 and 2, though. I understand what you're saying. Like, I don't either. Now, for Indiana, I think the conference championship matters because you're Indiana, and you probably never thought you'd win the Big Ten again in football. I say again just because I don't know if they've won it sometime in the, distant past. But, like, Indiana ain't never won the conference championship since I've been alive. I'd imagine most of our listeners, they don't remember Indiana winning a conference championship in football. So I would say they care. Going undefeated, beating Ohio State, winning that game, I think it matters to them. Ohio State, they just don't want to lose anything. But, like, deep down, they're probably like, we don't really care about this conference championship. We're good. That game also maybe being a Heisman Trophy elimination game is kind of cool. The loser definitely ain't winning the Heisman. I don't reckon we can say the winner automatically gets it, but I would feel really good about my chances if I was the winning quarterback, assuming it's not some just like slugfest, some rock fight where you just score, 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
Bubba, anything from conference championship weekend stand out to you?
I mean, just going off the list, we get to see our boy Jerry Mack tonight.
Hooty-hoo!
Going against Jacksonville State. And then, I mean, not that it would matter too much, but do you think a big blowout? Well, I guess maybe it was, and I just completely checked out. But the whole BYU Texas Tech.
I mean, I don't think Texas Tech will fall out short of losing like 70-0. So I mean, like if you say a big blowout, like sure, if they lose 70-0, maybe they fall out, but like that's not going to happen. I would say Texas Tech is safe. Now they would fall out of the top 4 spot. Like I think you could easily, give Alabama their spot if they won, or at least punish Texas Tech not giving them a first-round bye, but
Must win for BYU.
yeah, must win for BYU. Like there's no world where like they lose a heartbreaker and move up in the polls, right? There's no way you look at them and say, man, you lost this game 22-21. Texas Tech went for 2 and got you at the buzzer. Damn. But you know what? You proved it. You're better than Notre Dame. Like that's not going to happen.
You think there's a way if all things align, if UNLV, does way better against Boise State tonight, they could somehow voice their way into the G5 team?
I wouldn't think so. I haven't done any preparation on that. Sam's shaking his head. I'll trust him.
I feel like it's between JMU and Tulane, and that's about it, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say North Texas probably doesn't even have much.
Yeah, I forgot about them.
I feel like they probably don't have much of a claim now that they lost their coach. I mean, are they going to let him hang around and like coach a damn playoff? If you're Florida, you're like, hey, you can finish the season out there for the conference championship or whatever. But
Florida's letting Summerall coach through the playoff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That feels gross, but I guess like you gotta let him finish what he started, and also like maybe use it as a recruiting pitch for yourself. Plus, you wouldn't think they would win more than one game, so you wouldn't have to wait too long. The Group 5 thing is just gross. It is. I liked having the assurance that like if they were deserving, they got in, but like I shouldn't have to be trying to put in like somebody ranked in like the bottom of the top 25 in. Just a DEI spot. Everyone talks about DEI. This is DEI right here.
I know it is kind of unfair to that G5 team to like make them play another game, but like I would love just a G5 team versus the 13th team that's left out. They go play a play-in game to see who's the 12 seed.
Well, it is. It's unfair, but it's not because we make the teams do it in March Madness.
Yeah,
like all those 16 seeds that did what the NCAA says, which is win your conference championship and get a guaranteed spot. They all have to play an extra game to actually get into the field. So like we make those little guys do it. But like that's ultimately where we're headed. Sam, you said that conference championship weekend will kind of end. I do think Vanderbilt, failed to get this extra game scheduled, but I do think you'll see some teams try that in the future. Or I do think you'll see like the SEC be like, hey, here's our 16 playoff. Here's our conference championship, and here's the play-in game between the other teams to get these games. Like that'll happen. And quite frankly, I don't know if it'll work in the future, but like this year, I do think Oklahoma, Alabama, Texas, Vanderbilt, 4 teams, 2 game situation, I think makes sense. It's weird because, Alabama's in the SEC championship with an extra loss versus instead of Texas A&M, but like I don't think Oklahoma and Alabama deserve to be fully in the field. Drastically different than what Texas and Vanderbilt does. This year, I think it would have been perfect if you make Oklahoma play Vanderbilt and you make Alabama play Texas and you say the winner gets in. I wouldn't have had any issue with that this year. Would you?
Probably not.
I'd say, honestly, I mean, maybe Texas A&M that's only 11-1, it would feel gross with them because they would be in that situation. But, like, when you look at A&M's schedule, make them play Vanderbilt. Beat them, you're in. Lose, you're out. I got no issue with that at all.
I mean, what I think is funny is that essentially what you're saying is, I mean, like, I think we've just gotten so far off the rails with expanding these conferences that you've got a handful of teams that don't play 3 or 4 of the hardest teams in their conference. And it's like, hey, if you just make these conferences smaller, then you're able to do exactly what you're saying just in the regular season.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. And like, maybe we ultimately have to go back and the conferences aren't going to change. They're not going to get smaller. But I do think there's a reality, Sam, that maybe we should just say, hey, the SEC gets, whatever, however many playoff teams they end up getting guaranteed in this new format. Let's just call it 5, 6, whatever. I think it's more likely than fixing this with the way it's set up that we say, hey, we got 20 teams. Here's the SEC West. Here's the SEC East. one automatic qualifier from the East, one automatic qualifier from the West. We'll figure everything else out. Like, I think that's more likely that the divisions come back. They're bigger, and we just actually start looking at this conference the way it probably should be, which is like, hey, East and West again. Mm-hmm. But instead of divisions, they're just really more so like their own standalone conference. Instead of a 6-team division, it's a 10-team division. Because if you told me, like, hey, Georgia, you get the East spot, Alabama, you get the West spot, boom. Now let's let these other teams kind of duke it out and figure it out. That, to me, makes more sense than what the hell we're doing here. At least with the West guarantee, like A&M would have to go out and play all these other teams in the West, and you'd get, more balance there. Now there'd be some, unbalance in terms of who's better between the East and West. I get that, but hey, that's how it was for a long time, and it was okay. Just bring back divisions, and you'll at least like have some type of understanding here. Versus A&M getting to somehow play the bottoms of both the East and the West. It felt like, hey, here's South Carolina. Hey, here's Missouri. Oh, by the way, he's also getting to play Arkansas and Mississippi State and Auburn. Like that's gross. Do you have a lock for the weekend? Do you have one game you feel really good about? Do you have one that you're really honed in on and watching? Because you said the ACC was the most interesting, but I don't think that's going to be the one you're looking forward to watching the most.
Yeah,
by any means.
Definitely not. Just personal rooting interest. I want to see BYU win. I want to see BYU get into the playoff.
Yeah, I think I do too. Especially like since their coach is staying, and they ponied up and they became like a big time player. Like I think that should be rewarded.
And maybe it'll just make me even more mad. But like I do want to see the committee have to make some tough decisions and like have them explain their rationale, even if it might drive me off a wall, But
yeah, no, I mean, it's leading to expansion. This season was good enough. It was balanced enough that we're definitely going to go to at least 16 teams next year just because there were enough quality teams. If you told me that this was a 16-team playoff this year, and even if you had the two group of 5 teams, and that meant that, like I said, Vandy and everybody up gets in, like I think Vandy would be a deserving, team to get in. I look at them at 10-2 much better than I look at, Ole Miss last year at 9-3. Do I think Texas should get in? No. Not into a 12-team playoff, but if you told me they got into a 16-team playoff, I'd be like, okay, I guess. Maybe deep down it's not fair they're getting punished for going to Ohio State. They'd be worthy of 16, but not 12. It'd be such a terrible feeling this weekend to be in the shoes of Miami, Texas, and Vandy, where your resume's done and you're not in, and you're hoping on hope that something happens ahead of you that's drastic enough that maybe they'll respect you, or that maybe like next Tuesday or on Sunday, I guess, the committee just has a change of heart. And Vandy, wow, your graphics that you put out saying that you were deserving, that actually changed our mind.
That's what Juracek comes out and says. He's like, man, their Twitter graphic really put us over the edge.
Yeah, I actually listened to what Steve Sarkisian said, and you know what? That's a good point. Now you're in. Makes sense. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Timeless traditions start with the ones we love and what we bring home for the season. Bring Inward Half home this holiday. Comfort and performance, made for the journeys you take and the memories you make. For quiet moments or the days you'll remember forever. From performance polos to cozy hoodies, modern apparel for men, women, and kids, there's something for everyone. This holiday, make tradition comfortable. Make it memorable. Make it Inward Half.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Round 3.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. If you're watching the video, you see my nice, beautiful inward half hoodie. I didn't want to say it while Bubba was here because he was wearing the same one. He was looking good too. Go to inwardhalf.com. Get you a hoodie. Bubba's gone. Shout out to intern Maddie. What's up, Maddie? Long time no see.
Long time no see. It was here 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, a long time, brother.
Not 2 weeks. That's not too bad. Although a lot's happened in 2 weeks.
I know, because it's been a long time. And I don't think you were here 2 weeks ago because you were at Florida 2 weeks ago.
No, you're right. Yeah. Has it been 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
You went to Florida, then you
Then it was Thanksgiving.
And
He's sending me pictures from Syracuse on Wednesday. He was there for the basketball game.
Nice. It's been a rough week 3 weeks as a Volunteer fan.
Gainesville is okay though, right? How was the Swamp?
Well, Gainesville's was good because we were able to get a win, but aside from that, it's still the most disgusting place on earth. It's humid, it's hot. It's somebody decided it was a good idea to build a school on a swamp. It's whoever decided that should have their head examined.
Yeah. Was the game fun? Did you find any women?
Oh, there's plenty. Not obviously Florida, but Tennessee girls. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
How was Syracuse? How was the Carrier Dome?
Love the history of it. Love this. It's funny because it's such a loud environment, but it was only 19,000 people, so you'd think it wouldn't be as loud. But those fans are crazy. They're brutal too. They're not the nicest people.
Never been.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah. It's a long travel. Did you fly up there? I guess.
I flew private. Yeah.
Were you working? You were doing something?
No, I'm kidding. I flew like Delta.
Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna say that's cool.
Just layover. Missed my connection. Yeah.
I don't know your life. Were you going out there just for the game? Were you working it or just going as a fan?
There, and I went there for the game. Yeah.
Cool.
Killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Could have been 3 birds if we just won, but
yep, but only 2.
Oh well. Let's do some news. What you got, Sammy?
Bad news in college basketball, as John Rothstein reported yesterday. The Royal Palm Invitational, a new early season tournament in college basketball, will debut in Dubai in November of 2026. Multiple power conference teams are expected to be involved.
Yeah, I don't like this. I mean, does Dubai, do they get the same stigma as like the Saudi kingdom? Like in terms of like the sports watching, like whenever it's like, hey, Live Golf's the Saudi, like does Dubai get lumped into that too?
For sure.
Does it? Okay.
I mean, that's just like the fancy.
Like Dubai just seems nicer. Like I just feel like I didn't know if Dubai was like separate to it, but I guess that doesn't make any sense. Never mind. That's a dumb question. Let's try to think from the record.
I think that's just like hey, come visit Dubai. We've got all these nice fancy things over here. It's kind of just like America. You can come over here and you can do all your sports the same like you did in America.
You're right.
I don't want my sports in Dubai.
I understand, but just when I hear Dubai, I do think of just nice stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's a nice place.
Have you been?
No, I've never been.
No.
So maybe I've been successfully like tourism wise when it comes to Dubai, like with their like fireworks show and everything. But yeah, okay, fair enough.
Someone said the year is 2035. Purdue is starting 5 7-footers, has just landed in North Korea for the inaugural Supreme Leader Invitational, an innovative new MTE bringing college hoops to the Korean Peninsula.
Now, see, I don't think Korea will pony up. Now, Dubai is going to pony up. Do we have any type of early number on? I assume this is going to be a big NIL tournament, right? Like you get a trip to Dubai instead of Vegas, but they'll probably also have many more millions of dollars out there that are available.
Hope a good Christian man like Rick Barnes doesn't want blood on his hands going to a tournament like that.
You can fly there for $946, apparently. That seems kind of crazy.
Don't crack open a beer.
As I say, I've got zero interest. According to Kayak, $584. I got zero interest in going.
When they flew to Italy, what was it, 2 years ago?
3 years ago, whenever it was,
right,
2, 3,
they
4,
had to fly to, I think it was LA first, and then they flew somewhere first. Wasn't like they chartered the plane.
Right. It's a long flight. The money that'll come from it, I guess, will be huge, but it does feel like we all talked about like the Saudi money, the idea of that coming into like the NIL collectors. We're like, no, can't do that. But now it's like, hey, but we give you a basketball tournament, we'll give you money that way. Everyone's like, oh, okay, I guess it's not that bad. It's kind of like that comedy festival they had. It was like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. It's okay. I could do Dubai. I mean, WWE's been doing it for 7-8 years now at this point.
Do we have enough funds in the account to send one of us to go cover it?
Probably not. But if we ask, the Saudis might give us money. Who knows? They'll just like, hey, come, young journalist. We won't cut your head off. Come out here. Hang out. It'll be good.
You wouldn't send me.
No, I would trust
It's probably somebody bad.
I would trust like William to go out there and keep his head on straight.
Go send William. That's good.
William's a professional.
Yeah. Don't send Cody.
I wouldn't send Allie. She's a woman.
I don't know. William might make a graphic that just says like blood money. It's like rage baiting the Saudi prince.
Yeah, possibly.
Cody might actually do a good job. They might like Cody. It's like the Machine, Bert Kreischer. Like, who doesn't love Bert Kreischer?
It could be like a zoo.
Yeah.
A zoo animal. Look at this guy. Just leave him out of it. Let's just stay here. We'll stay in America. We'll cover it from afar. What other headline you got for me?
Big media news. Netflix is officially buying Warner Bros. And HBO Max in an $82.7 billion deal. It says, our mission has always been to entertain the world, said Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos. By combining Warner Bros. Incredible library of shows and movies from timeless classics, blah, 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 with our culture-defining titles like Stranger Things, K-pop, Demon Hunters. What the hell is that?
That's a big thing, man. People love that.
Squid Game. Will be able to do that even better. Together, we can give audiences more of what they love and help define the next century of storytelling.
Unless something that you love is going to the movies, because that is the big loser here. If you like going to the cinema like I do, this is a dark day because Netflix hasn't really been too interested in sending you to the movie theaters. They want you to watch it from home on your Netflix subscription, which I imagine is going to go up in price. But like, they don't want you going to see, like they had a hit. Like they haven't had very many hit movies, but like people like the Glass Onion, Knives Out movies. Like they could have easily have put the new one out in theaters and had people go see it. The Glass Onion one that came out last year or 2 years ago, I guess at this point, 3 years ago. Hell, I don't know. Time keeps on slipping. But they're like, nope, just stay at home and watch it. And like the new one's already out, and like Oak Ridge, they're not Regal. They had they had like 1 or 2 showings of it where if you really wanted to go watch it, you could. But like that's what I'd like to go see in Regal. I'd like to go see that movie. Can't do it. So like I do wonder now, is like Warner Brothers just completely punting on any type of movies, which I guess they don't have a say. Is like they took their $82 billion and went home. But like the new Batman, hey, it's going to be on Netflix instead. That would suck. I like to see those. I like to see those in the theater.
Red Notice was a big one.
Red Notice on Netflix.
Yeah, that was one that came out in theaters.
What was
Netflix.
that? What movie is Red
Dwayne
Notice?
The Rock Johnson, Gal Gadot, and
and Ryan Reynolds. That one came out in theaters?
That was in theaters, yeah.
For how long?
Couldn't have been long, but I saw it in theaters.
Really?
And it was also on Netflix the same day.
Yeah, I was gonna say I watched it on Netflix, but I didn't see it in theaters. And like I said, with Glass Onion, they had a very limited release of it. So they have done it before. I think with The Irishman, they had a slight release too in theaters, but not like the full-fledged stuff. And Regal, like our local company, where all of our theaters basically are, they have like basically a beef, and they don't show those. Like they're taking a stand for the movies, so like those don't come out there, which is why maybe I didn't know Red Notice is that. But they're like, hey, we're not gonna let you just be here when you want to be here for a little bit, and then like also try to put us out of business.
So you're like not a Netflix guy entirely?
No, I have Netflix, but I like going to the movies too.
Okay, so if you don't use Netflix, what's your like number 2?
No, I use Netflix, Maddie. I use Netflix, but I like going to the theater. I also support Regal. Maybe I'm just an entertainment.
You stock in Regal?
No, but it's a local company.
You like supporting local businesses?
I like supporting local business. Like Regal is a Knoxville company. The headquarters are here. Like it's important to support those things. And I like going and look, do I miss when it was Coca-Cola instead of Mountain Dew? Sure. But I love going to eat popcorn and drink a soda and watch some movies. I enjoy that.
What's your movie type? Are you a comedy guy?
I like all movies, Maddie. Horror is probably my favorite to see in theaters. I love horror movies. I like the feeling of being in the theater with people during a good horror movie. I like feeling the tension and the giggles and like, oh, I'm scared. I like that stuff.
I heard Cody was a big horror movie guy until he met Money Monster.
I think you might have misunderstood. It wasn't horror that they were saying. It wasn't that when it said that he was a big. You misheard him.
Maybe.
Yeah, you misheard him.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bad day for people that like movies. Like I said, it's a good day if you had stock in Warner Brothers, I guess, or if you were, an executive getting a big payout. But, we'll see. Are they going to put the Warner Brothers frog? Is he going to show up in the Stranger Things finale now? Like, what's going to happen there? Because Warner Brothers owns HBO, right? So, all of a sudden we're going to have, now we're going to have crossover there. Wonder Woman's going to show up in the new Game of Thrones spinoff. Oh, well.
Coaching cycle, JMU working to finalize a deal to hire former Florida coach Billy Napier, Sunbelt Billy, back into the Sunbelt after he went 40-12 in 4 years with Louisiana, won 2 conference titles, 3 10-win seasons. He's back where he belongs. He was always in the Sunbelt.
I kind of respect Billy Napier and James Franklin. Coaches that get fired that don't take the year off. It's like, you know what? I want to coach. I'm going to take this opportunity. I want to get back into it. I want to do it. Like Billy Napier could have easily had set out and collected his check and not coach. But he's like, nope, I'm going to get back into it. And JMU does seem like a really good Group 5 job, right? That's one of the hottest, if not the hottest, Group 5 teams. So getting there makes
He's got
sense.
a better shot of making the playoff than at Florida.
Who did Tulane hire?
Still haven't hired him yet. They're trying to get Blake Baker, the LSU DC.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I was going to say,
they're trying to get him back to LSU.
Billy Napier to Tulane would have been interesting with he's been in Louisiana before. And that's a good Group 5 program.
I've also heard that Ed Orgeron has interest in that job.
That'd be a good job for him too. I know we make fun of Ed Orgeron on here to make Cody mad, but Ed Orgeron at Tulane would be pretty fun. And he's also got the ties down in Louisiana. So it'd be a good job. Billy Napier, I guess you couldn't do that though, because it'd be like the Joey Aguilar Nico trade, right? Like they took Sumrall and you get Sunbelt Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a little gross from that perspective, but I hope Billy Napier is good. I hope he's good at James Madison. I'll be rooting for him. I got no beef with Billy. He seems like a nice guy.
Florida finalizing some members of their coaching staff as they have hired Georgia Tech's offensive coordinator, Buster Faulkner.
Yeah, this guy's pretty highly thought of. This feels like a really good hire for Florida.
Summerall Sneaky put together just some we went and got Brad White as his DC, who was the DC over at Kentucky with Mark Stoops. So.
And Kentucky typically had a pretty well-coached defense.
Yeah.
It maybe didn't have the talent at all times, but
apparently this Faulkner guy was going to be following Summerall to Auburn if he had gotten that job. So they were kind of just linked together from the start.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's one of his friends that he said he doesn't hire, but this is a guy with SEC ties. He coached at Georgia for a couple years as the quarterback's coach. And then, I like Georgia Tech's offense. They've had a pretty good offense. Now, do I think they could have won a bunch of games in the SEC running the quarterback like Haynes King so many times? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Do we think that they'll do that at Florida? Is that what he'll do? Will he come there and just try to make the quarterback run nonstop? Because if DJ Lagway does stay and they treat him like Haynes King and say, hey, man, let's be honest, you don't actually have an NFL future. Let's just use you as a battering ram and let you earn this money this way. It might be good for Florida.
Like they did with Richardson?
Like they did with Richardson. I don't know if did Richardson get, I know he got broken down in the NFL, but I feel like they didn't necessarily make him run too much in college, but Haynes King's got nothing left. Whenever he finishes at Georgia Tech, his career's over. His shoulders are going to be shot. If I'm DJ Lagway, those are good numbers, but I don't know if I want to get beat up like that.
I kind of feel like it's maybe similar to Vandy with Pavia. Georgia Tech's got that offense really built well around Haynes King and just what he does. But I'm sure, if he had a guy who's probably a little bit better of just an actual quarterback, he would probably change that scheme up a little bit.
Yeah, everyone was pretty much praising this hire.
No, we're not comparing Pavia and Lagway though.
No, I think he's just saying building an offense around Pavia, like you said, Vanderbilt, they play to his strengths. They have completely crafted and curated their offense to do what he does. And Do I think like you could drop Pavia into Tennessee's offense and run Tennessee's offense to big success? No, probably not. Not to the same level, but Vanderbilt says, hey, we're going to make sure that you are comfortable and we're going to do exactly what you want. So you're saying they would do that for DJ Lagway at Florida, right?
I'm saying
I
think that's what they did with Haynes
Well, that's
King
what they do
at
with King,
Georgia
right,
Tech. And I think if you had someone who's maybe a little bit higher rated than Haynes King, like I think Vanderbilt's offense is going to change with Jared Curtis coming into the building.
Right, they're not going to have him running out like Pavia.
Yeah.
And that's what we want from our coaches,
Right.
is to
Play to your
build something
strengths.
around.
There's no coach that's going to fix Lagway. No system, no coach.
At this point, I would say that you're right, Maddie.
no
The 5-star talent at a certain point, your high school ratings can't save you. At a certain point, you just got to acknowledge, like, actually, you're not very good.
Lights are just too bright for the young lad.
Does seem that way. Does seem like he is not going to come out of it on the right side. But what else you got, Sam? Anything?
Penn State is starting to attempt to narrow their coaching search down. Matt Campbell at Iowa State has emerged as the next focus for them. Said that they were in discussions with Campbell about its vacancy after they initiated contact with him on Wednesday. Said that they are still pretty early in the process. But I don't know. I feel like you've gotten down to what? Option 9 or 10 here. I feel like Matt Campbell, he's been offered a lot of big jobs over the last couple of years. I feel like he'd be kind of stupid to not go take Penn State at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of what we talked about yesterday. It's been ugly, but there's a way that you can come out of this without it being a complete disaster. And like Matt Campbell does feel like a pretty good hire. Do I think his standing's as high as it was a couple of years ago when he was, in line to be the next big name to go take an NFL job? No. But I do still think he's a pretty respected coach that could maybe do some good things there. Is he an upgrade over James Franklin, in your opinion?
Nah.
Maddie, is he an upgrade over James Franklin, in your opinion?
No.
He's at least is he at least different? Because, I mean, I feel like he plays a similar type of football that, like, Penn State hated. Like, I was thinking about that. Like, I don't know if Penn State would even look different next year if Matt Campbell was there. And that's not a good thing. But, where it got in the coaching search, if you came back and you were able to just get somebody that can win some games and be respected, maybe that's okay.
He's just gotten so average over the years. It's hard to
Yeah.
It's hard to think of Matt Campbell like when he was that sought after prospect,
Right,
because he's just turned into a guy who's just mediocrity.
Yeah, he really, I put him up there with David Shaw. Those two guys are linked, the former Stanford coach, like two guys that could have had it all at one point in college football or the NFL. Like they could have gotten pretty much any job they wanted. Both tried to stay loyal to their school and both kind of had their star burn out to the point where David Shaw even coaching anymore? Like, is he anywhere?
I believe he is in some sort of
advisory
role with Stanford now, I want to say.
Nope. He is the passing game coordinator for the Detroit Lions.
Huh, okay.
He was a Stanford head coach and got fired in 22 or left, whatever, in 22. And I guess took a couple years off. But this year.
Oh, yeah, he was with the Broncos last year. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was remembering.
As a personnel executive, though, not even on the field coaching.
Just some front office guy. I think.
Yeah. But now he's back at least coaching as a passing game coordinator for the Lions. So, yeah, that's a pretty big fall for him because, like I said, he could have had pretty much any college job he wanted or an NFL job. Same for Campbell.
What do you make of the theory that the reason they haven't hired a coach is because they're trying to get somebody that's currently coaching?
Like a Kalen DeBoer?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what I would be telling myself, too, if I didn't have a coach. I'd be like, we're waiting. Big whale. We got a big fish coming.
Do you think that's a possibility?
I don't think we'd have the report that they were, firmly down the line with Sataki and they're about to hire him and he backs out. And now they're firmly down the line with Campbell. I don't think we'd hear that if that was the case. Now, that being said, Maddie, if he ends up telling them, no, I'm staying at Iowa State for whatever reason, and Alabama loses this weekend, maybe they would be like, hey, we'll throw the bag at you. We'll come on, your seat's hot. Do it. Like, they could still work out that way. But no, I think they're desperately trying to get a coach. They just can't get anybody to take the job.
I think there's plenty of reason for DeBoer, too.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, I think especially, like, had he lost to Auburn, that seat would have been really hot. If he loses to Georgia, he'll probably go in there, especially if he goes one and done in the playoffs. Like, he won't be on firm footing there if he's been, because that'd put him at what, 10-4? Yeah. That's not like a successful season at Alabama.
The room for error at Alabama is so much smaller than it is at Penn State.
Which is funny because Penn State fired James Franklin kind of hastily.
Right. Well, after how many years of just poor performance after poor performance?
Well, on poor performances, to the eye of the beholder, I wouldn't have called, being a couple minutes away from playing for a national championship last year, Maddie. I wouldn't call that a poor performance.
I call it a poor performance. You can't beat an unranked team in back-to-back. I mean, what are we doing?
Well, this year, yeah. I didn't have a problem firing him this year.
Every year. You can't win the big games.
Well,
him and Lagway. The lights are just too bright.
Maybe they should team up at Virginia Tech. Maybe Lagway should transfer there. All right, good batch of headlines, Sam. We're overdue for a timeout. Let's catch one. We'll come back. We'll talk some more football. Stick with us.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold whey filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You want to talk more about college football weekend, Sam, or you want to get to the NFL? I ain't got nothing else really to say about the championship weekend. Like I said,
I'm good for NFL.
Yeah. I really don't have any final takes with college football. I hope my Kennesaw State Owls win tonight, but Jacksonville State.
Kennesaw hasn't been playing great the last couple weeks.
No, they haven't. And Jacksonville State got them pretty good a couple weeks ago, too. Now, I think that game was kind of fluky. That was when I was at the casino just being really mad because Kennesaw State kept getting in the red zone and throwing interceptions or missing field goals that they really made. Jacksonville State had the Hail Mary at the end of the first half. But outside of that, I ain't got nothing else on championship weekend. Maddie, you got anything you want to get off your chest from a college football standpoint?
I'll save it for my hot take.
Nice. Love that. Sam, when you look at the NFL board this weekend, let's start with let's do a little quick Titans talk.
Yuck.
Are you saying a prayer for Cam Ward? Are you praying? Yeah. Are you praying for the big sports god to like put a shield around him and protect him from Myles Garrett this weekend?
I hope Cam Ward has to go to the bathroom like Lamar Jackson does, and we see like one drive of him, and then he's surprisingly out for this game or something. Myles Garrett's going to murder him. He needs 4 sacks for the NFL single season record. I could see him getting it just all in this game. Our tackle play is abysmal. I am a little worried for like Cam Ward. I want to lose the game, obviously, for the number 1 pick. I just want Cam Ward to come out in one piece. That's basically my only wish for the weekend.
Yeah, me too. Just get out of the weekend.
And I'm just dreading, like, the Browns defense is too good for us to overcome. Our defense isn't good enough to beat the Browns still. I think we're going to lose to the Browns. So then every single, like, talking head on ESPN and First Take and Stephen A is going to be like, oh, Shedeur Sanders should have been picked over Cam Ward.
There's 2 big division games this weekend that I guess are the games of the weekend. 3 big division games, I guess, that are important for playoff seeding. But there's 3 games, and really, like, of those, I don't know how many of the teams I actually care about on a championship level. Colts, Jaguars. I mean, that's a big one. We talked about that. The Colts, 1.5-point favorites on the road. I don't love this Jaguars team, but here they are at 8-4 with a chance to, take control of this division if they're able to win at home. Steelers, Ravens. The Ravens have battled all the way back to being tied for first place. Baltimore, 5.5-point favorites at home with a chance to, really put the Steelers on the wrong side of the playoff chase. And then we already kind of talked about it. Bears, Packers. Bears going to Lambeau Field. Packers with a chance to win and get back into first place. Which game interests you the most?
I do think it's that Bears-Packers game for me, just because the Bears have always been haunted by the Packers. They can't get over that hump. I think there's a handful of teams that we kind of question whether or not their record is, telling us that they're a good team or not. I feel like the Bears kind of fall into that category, and I think if they can go out there and beat the Packers at Lambeau, I think that can either confirm that they're not a great team or, kind of put it to rest a little bit.
Are you buying the Bears? I kind of like that mentality that they're playing with right now.
They're running the ball really well.
And I do think that, like, when you get to December and January, you want to be a team running the ball really well. Like, I don't know how I feel about Caleb Williams. Like, I don't think that he is as good as advertised, right? Like, he's not living up to the number 1 overall hype at all. But, like, I do think he is, like, the 18th or 20th best quarterback in the NFL.
I almost feel like the Bears and Jags kind of fall into the same category of, like, quarterbacks that have a lot of name brand notoriety almost, but don't exactly pass the eye test sometimes. But it's 2 good coaches that are kind of making the most out of those players right now.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same that we said about Caleb Williams, about Trevor Lawrence, Ben Johnson, and Liam Cohen. Like, hey, we're kind of now. Do you want to be in position where you're having to coach around your number 1 overall pick? No, but at a certain point, kind of like we talked about with DJ Lagway just last segment, at a certain point, like, hey, the 5-star thing has to go away. You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, DJ Lagway's not a 5-star anymore. He's just a flawed college player. At a certain point, Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence are no longer just looked at as the number one pick. They're just average quarterbacks that that you can win with. And when I say win, I just mean games, not championships. But like, hey, you can win enough if you do everything else good. But I'll say to both Trevor Lawrence and Caleb Williams' defense, and look, Caleb Williams, of course, doesn't have the same amount of games under his belt as Trevor Lawrence. We've got enough games under Trevor Lawrence of watching him to know that he ain't got it. And when I say it, I just mean at the number one overall pick level. He's fine. Caleb Williams, maybe he still has another level he can get to with more play. But, like, you know what? To be fair to both those guys, I think we would have said the same thing about Jared Goff. 4 years ago when he got sent away from the Rams to the Lions. It's like, hey, Jared Goff, that whole number one overall pick thing, we'll let you still be like a starting quarterback for a couple of years. But guess what? Jared Goff flipped the switch, turned the corner, and not calling him a top 5 quarterback by any means. Sometimes he feels like top 10. Sometimes he feels like borderline top 5. But, like, you can win enough games with him to put yourself in pretty good position in some years. So maybe Caleb Williams, and like I said, more so maybe Trevor Lawrence can still kind of have that resurgence, that glow up.
I think the Texans and the Chiefs is the game that I actually am just most interested in of the weekend, though.
To me, that's the one that's got the biggest ramifications in terms of actual like championship implications, because I do think that both the Texans and the Chiefs, you could tell me that either one of those teams won the AFC this year, and I'd be like, okay, yeah. Like, obviously the Chiefs, that's not making a big statement. That's a team that's won the conference 3 years in a row. That's not me saying anything. Like, 4 of the last 5 years they've won the AFC. That's not me saying anything. But at 6-6, I haven't completely written them off, even though, like I said, we went through those defensive numbers yesterday a little bit, and their blitz pressure is just so much worse. It went from being top of the league to worse in the league, and that's why you're seeing the defense get shredded, because Spagnuolo likes to blitz. But that Texans team has found themselves, and like, if they win in Kansas City, then I think you have to take them seriously as a championship contender.
You think that's the biggest game?
I think that's one of the biggest ramifications in terms of, like I said, of teams that can win a championship, because I don't look at the Steelers and Ravens as championship level.
I was going to say, I think that one probably has the most just magnitude attached to it. But
I think with the rivalry perspective and the division on the line, and when I say division on the line in that scenario, it's also playoff on the line. Like, if either you win the AFC North or you're out of the playoffs, is kind of what's going to happen. Whereas both the Bears and Packers and Jaguars and Colts, they still have a path to the wild card. I don't think the Ravens nor the Steelers do if they lose. But like I was saying, I don't think the Ravens nor the Steelers are championship level good. Like, I don't think either one of those teams could realistically win the AFC this year.
Would it surprise you if the Ravens, who were supposed to be extremely good this year, possibly the best team in the league just with talent at the start of the season, were to make a run in the postseason?
At this point, it would, because Lamar Jackson just doesn't look right. Like, if you told me I was getting MVP Lamar Jackson, of course not. Like, MVP Lamar Jackson, December Tractorcito with Derrick Henry running the ball really good. Like, you could maybe convince me that could happen. But Lamar Jackson just looks like a shell of himself at this point. And the wide receivers, of course, we know that's been a problem for a decade now in Baltimore.
Zay's been good.
He's been okay. I mean, I feel like did Zay not have a really big stinker of a game the other night?
He was a Pro Bowler last year. He's having a good season this year.
Matty,
come on,
Matty,
that's a fan vote.
Matty, as you get older, I'm going to take you under my wing like my little baby bird. As you get older, please don't ever cite was a Pro Bowler.
If you don't think Zay Flowers is a top receiver.
Give me a number. Put a number on that. A top what receiver?
10.
Get the hell out of here.
I think he could be a top 10 receiver.
You think he could be, or you think he is?
I think when he's at his best, he's a top 10 receiver. Borderline, but he's top.
I think Zay Flowers is like pushing the top 25, maybe.
No.
When he's at his best and everybody else in the league sucks, yes, he might be able to be a top 10 receiver.
I'll tell you something you don't know about Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers in high school was a running back. He wasn't a receiver.
He plays like he is a running back and not a wide receiver, because sometimes he forgets to catch the ball.
His ability to play both sides of is unreal. His ability
in high school.
But I'm saying that experience.
Think about how many NFL players played both sides of the ball in high school. Matty.
No, I'm talking about playing running back and playing receiver. I'm not talking about playing defense. Yeah, but his ability to turn on the speed, turn on the wheels, and leave people in the dust is like something I haven't seen. He's still
Something
to this
you haven't
day.
seen. Have you watched Tyreek Hill?
No, here's the thing with Tyreek Hill.
Jahmyr Gibbs was a better receiver than Zay Flowers last night.
How's Tyreek Hill doing? Sitting in a hospital somewhere. Listen,
He's only got like 500 yards less than fewer
nice.
than Zay Flowers
and
does.
Tua's his quarterback. Listen,
I know.
And Lamar can't throw the ball, and he's still extremely good. But
He's playing with doesn't Lamar have 2 unanimous MVPs, or am I tripping?
Lamar's good on his feet. Throwing the ball is a different story. With Zay Flowers, I'll tell you something about Zay Flowers.
He's got one 100-yard game this year, and it was in week 1.
This might be Maddie's hot take early. You ready for this?
I don't think there's anything you could say to me that would be hotter than Zay Flowers' top 10 wide receiver.
No, you ready? You're not ready for this one. You ready? I've watched Zay Flowers play basketball. I was fortunate enough to go to high school with the guy, so there might be some bias here. That being said, he's still to this day the greatest on-ball defender on a basketball court I've ever seen because his agility is the best of any player or athlete I've ever seen in my life.
Top 10 NFL wide receiver. He's good at high school basketball.
Yeah, I was going to say he is an elite athlete. I will give you that, but he also had 2 catches for 6 yards last week.
He's a top 10 elite athlete in the league too.
Why aren't we talking about Drake May's high school basketball ability with this MVP season?
Drake May, don't give me Drake May.
You saying he's a top? Let me direct you to Myles Garrett's basketball highlights. You want to check out Myles Garrett's basketball highlights?
I've seen Myles Garrett's highlights. It's no good.
All Zay Flowers can do is run in a straight line.
Incorrect.
He didn't even tell me Zay Flowers
sucks.
Zay Flowers
sucks. Zay Flowers was good at basketball. He said Zay Flowers is a good on-ball defender in basketball.
Just got put on the trade block.
Zay Flowers could play in the NBA only because he's like Davion Mitchell. It's just that kind of player.
2 catches for 6 yards against an abysmal.
Oh, he had a bad game.
Sounds
what
like
do you
Zay
want?
Flowers should have gone to the NBA, John.
He could have. At his size, he's a little short. But
with the way he plays in the NFL, he maybe should have considered
Bogues instead.
No, because he can't shoot. But listen, with Zay Flowers, the agility off the charts. Again, I understand the bias. Fine. I'll take that, but he could be a top 10. There's no question.
Christian McCaffrey's a better receiver than he is.
And a better athlete.
No, a better athlete.
Yes.
No.
1,000%.
You're crazy. You're out of your mind.
You just love the guy because you went to high school with him. You ate at the lunch table with him.
Listen.
Zay didn't let Matty sit at the lunch table with him.
No, I sat in the corner. Listen, I gave him his apple. Listen, the Zay Flowers that I've seen at his best. And again,
in high school, that's his best.
No, I'm not talking high school.
In high school,
I'm not talking high school. Look at the
season.
season he had last year. How did he do last year?
I want to get to it.
Pro Bowler last year.
That's what I'm saying.
The big dual threat Zay Flowers with his 8 carries for 42 yards this year.
He's bad. He's fine. But think about it. How much blame do you put on Lamar?
I will barely say that he did Sam have 1,000 yards last year and 4 big touchdowns.
He had a great year last year. How much
great
do you
year,
blame
1,059 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Calvin Ridley had that year last year.
Yeah. How's Lamar doing? It's Lamar's fault.
I think Lamar's not doing great because his number 1 receiver is Zay Flowers.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that now.
I think that's a big part of the problem is he's got Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers.
If you put Zay Flowers on the Chiefs, he would be maybe a top 5 receiver in the league.
If he was on the Chiefs, he wouldn't crack the rotation.
Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're nuts.
We already got Xavier Worthy. What do we need Zay Flowers for?
You're nuts.
We already got the fast guy who's not that good at catching already.
You're nuts. Really. He should just be a punt returner, and he would still probably be maybe the best at that, too.
He maybe should be a punt returner. That might be the first
Braxton
thing
Berrios action. That would be good.
Do you know how many touchdowns Zay Flowers has this year?
You said 4.
No, that was last year.
No.
That was last year. This year.
How many touchdowns?
How many do you think he has?
I'm going to go with 2.
You overshot it. 1.
Okay. He's having a good year. What do you want from me?
He's not having a good year.
The best year I've ever seen.
He's not having a good year.
I've never seen a better year.
He's got 1 touchdown.
Probably the second best year I've ever seen in college football, in NFL. Probably this year. He's
767 yards and 1 touchdown.
I've never seen a year like he's having.
I don't even want to have Matty's hot take. There's nothing you can say that would be better than that.
No, it's a good one. It's a good one. But we'll get there. Don't worry. In due time.
But like you said, Sam, the Chiefs and the Ravens, to me, that's one that the winner of that feels like they can still be a championship contender. I don't believe that with the Steelers or the Ravens. Bears, Packers, maybe you could tell me the Packers got hot and won a Super Bowl and I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe. The Bears, I would be. But I'm looking forward to that game, in Lambeau. You get a little bit more rest coming off of the Friday game. No, Packers played on Thursday, so they're getting less rest. That's tough. Packers getting a little bit more rest at home. But the Bears should be coming in with about as much confidence as any team in the league with the win streak they're on and the way they ran down the Eagles' throat.
Yeah.
They decimated the Eagles so bad that Jalen Carter said, hey, I got to get my shoulders fixed. I got to go get this procedure done. I got to get out here and try to stop the run again. Last call on the other side. We'll get Maddie's hot take. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area, from Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive. Even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
If I could be you.
And you could be me?
For just 1 hour.
If you could find a way.
To get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Last call here on the program. Did you see Doug Gottlieb last night?
Yeah. I had that saved for headlines, but I didn't make it.
Doug Gottlieb's team. Are they as bad this year as they were last year? Have they gotten any better? Have we seen any signs of improvement for Green Bay? Because they lost last night to Robert Morris on a buzzer beater.
I think it's hard to be as bad as they were last year.
They're 4-6. I don't know if they've beaten anybody or not.
I think they had 4 wins all of last year, so that's improvement.
Okay.
It's not like they're good, but
the Green Bay Phoenix. I would have not have guessed that their mascot was the Phoenix. But yeah, they lost on a last-second layup, and Gottlieb is seen throwing a chair as he walks to the locker room. That was a conference game, too. That's tough. They beat UMass, Iona. Poor Iona, just back to nothing after Pitino.
Went to overtime with Minnesota.
Okay. Maybe they're not as terrible. Maybe he has
just
improved
needed a
there.
year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand why he's mad about that game then. Like, if you win that one, maybe you get off to a good start and people will take notice. Now they're taking notice of you. You're drawing attention to yourself in a negative light. You want to draw attention to yourself, Maddie? but do it on a positive way, not in a negative term.
You mean like say things like Zay Flowers, a top 10 receiver?
Yeah, I understand that's your boy, but that was tough. Let's see what you got. How can you upstage it as we end the week with Maddie's hot take?
It's not an upstage, but the talk of sports, particularly college sports, has been over the last month Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
And I understand that I'm speaking to a Tennessee audience and Tennessee people when I say this, but his leaving and choosing to go to LSU and not being allowed to coach the rest of the season not only was the right decision, but I have put no blame or have no issue with what he's done whatsoever. I get how bad it is from an optics standpoint because of he's done it before and he's Lane Kiffin, and what he does outside of the four lines of a football field, people are not fans of. But I don't agree with not letting a guy who's built this team and put these recruits together, particularly the portal, which he's done better at than anybody, allowing him to coach the rest of the season. I understand the pride and the rivalry of it, but I don't agree with I give the guy every benefit of the doubt. He made the effort to coach the rest of the season and fulfill his contract. And he had his players who also came to bat for him and asked them to coach, and Keith Carter said no. So he went to a better job, and Keith Carter said, okay, you're going to abandon your players because we're not going to let you coach. I think he's getting way too much blame, and he did everything the right way for the first time in his career.
The players came out. Did you see where they came out?
I don't agree with that. I don't think that that's true.
You
because
think they're saving face?
I think they're saving face. I think they're either being paid, which wouldn't surprise me, by Keith Carter and Ole Miss. Here's $5,000, $10,000 of our NIL money, each of you, to say this, because Lane Kiffin would not have put that out there in his statement if there was a chance it would have gotten debunked.
See, to me, that's where you are maybe not as educated or familiar with Lane Kiffin's game, because Lane Kiffin has been a liar. Have you ever heard of Lane Kiffin? Have you ever seen the projector, the slideshow, the presentation that the late owner of the Oakland Raiders put out there? There was once when he fired Lane Kiffin, he brought out a projector. Do you know what an overhead projector is?
I've seen them. Yeah, when I was a kid.
Yeah, he brought one of those out and had documents to show that Lane Kiffin was a professional liar, as he said, and said this guy's a scumbag, he's a crook, he's a liar.
Yeah.
So
off the field.
When you tell me that Lane Kiffin would not lie about that because it would be easy to debunk.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
Lane Kiffin's also the same guy that claimed that some Ole Miss fans tried to run him off the road on the way to the airport, which Ole Miss's security, which could be lying, said that didn't happen. Right. There's no proof of that.
Yeah. I understand that everyone here is not a Lane Kiffin fan.
I got no beef with Lane Kiffin. I think most people in Knoxville actually started liking Lane Kiffin again.
Well, he's unorthodox. It's without question.
I think he's a liar.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean he's a liar.
Off the field, sure.
I think he's a liar.
You see what he does. You see who he's texting these days.
Sure. I mean, I think sure. I got no problem with him as a single man trying to hook up with 20-year-olds.
He's not single. I wouldn't call him single.
Who's he with?
He's trying to make it work with his ex-wife.
And until they get remarried again, until they're not locked down, and they wouldn't have been.
But I wouldn't call him single.
Well, they wouldn't have been whenever the screenshots.
I don't have Facebook.
Out.
You do, because you're much older than I am. What are the options on there?
It's complicated.
Yeah, that's probably what he has on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means it's open to interpretation.
Open to interpretation and open to 18-year-olds.
There's also the option just to not post anything.
Yeah. But I don't think he's taking that route.
I am old enough to watch enough football to know that Zay Flowers ain't anywhere near a damn top 10 wide receiver.
You've never
and
seen,
that Lane Kiffin is
what it is
not a liar.
And I was thinking about it. This is your problem. Everyone here is you guys. You watch on TV. You don't go to the games. You don't see in person. You're not.
I don't go to games.
We didn't see him in high school.
I've been to more games than you've been, Matty.
No, you haven't. You
yes,
can't
I
tell.
have.
You cannot tell by looking at a TV. Athleticism. You could just tell.
Been to a game.
No, you can't. You got to go to the games. You got to see in person. Eye test.
How many Baltimore Ravens games have you ever been to?
I've been to plenty.
How many Baltimore Ravens games specifically?
Since Zay Flower arrived, I've been to 2.
I've been to 2 Ravens games, so we're equal.
Since Zay Flower arrived, or a decade.
Well, when did
ago?
Zay Flowers come into the league? When was he in the league?
23.
Okay, then no, not Zay Flowers specifically.
Thank you.
Because he's not. There's no reason to go watch that guy play.
It's a championship level team.
Are you sure about that, Matty?
23. Yeah, it wouldn't be 24.
Okay,
it's either 22 or 23.
Okay.
Boston College.
Such a good athlete. Ended up at Boston bleeping College. That's how I know he's a stud.
Running back, receiver,
wait.
NBA level defender. I mean, he's got it all.
all the freaks.
Yep.
All the freaks go to Boston College. That is true. All the elite of the elite.
Yep.
I don't believe you for a second that if you were in a locker room and your coach decided to leave to go coach someone else, it'd be like, you know what, guys, let's hear him out. Let's let him stay.
Why?
Because you wouldn't feel betrayed?
No. The players are going to transfer to LSU.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Stop it.
No, they're not.
You don't think Lane's going to make every effort to get those players back and stick it to Keith Carter?
You think the seniors are going to go to Ole Miss or
No.
go from Ole Miss to LSU, or is their career going to be done?
I think you're going to see some big-time players, particularly.
You might see a couple. But like there's plenty of people on that team that won't. They're not going to take their coach quitting.
Keith
kindly.
Carter messed up.
Get
he
the
messed
hell
up.
out of here.
If they had to go on to win a national championship, let him coach, and then left, what would people say?
Here's what the thing is. Since you bring up that point, Lane didn't really care about coaching them. He just wanted to make sure he got his bonuses for winning playoff games, which is why he had LSU write it into their contract that LSU is going to pay him for what Ole Miss accomplishes because he didn't want to miss out on the hundreds of thousands of dollars that he could get for each win. That's really what it comes down to. That's why he wanted to coach.
So you don't believe him when he says it's not about money?
Huh?
You don't believe. That's where I agree with you, where he's lying his ass off. It's about money.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, everything's about money.
I think it's, I mean, with him going to Ole Miss or leaving Ole Miss to go to LSU, I don't necessarily think that's about money because I think Ole Miss would have paid him the same stuff. I do think, though, that he wants his money. Yeah. I do think money matters to him. When he says that, like, the nonsense of, I told Jimmy, don't even tell me how much the offer is. Like, get the hell out of here. Right. He's a liar.
He doesn't even know.
He's a liar.
Crazy.
Get the hell out of here.
Trump doesn't know what he got an MRI on. They're the same people.
No reason to make it political.
They're the same people.
Make it political. Let's go to break. For like, what, 72 hours, 70, 71 hours, 69 hours, I think is what it comes out to. Let's go to break for 3 days. I think it is a 69-hour break. Let's do that. You guys have a great weekend. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next. The Playbook with William Patterson. The Drive with Russell, Bear, and Bob. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311. Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball that scored points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear! Are you